All right. We are live on the True Big Blue podcast with your boy Big Pat Sports Talk, bringing you full access New York Giants with the Classified One, Classified 3F with Joe. And tonight we're gonna talk about a little bit about the Giants versus the Titans matchup coming up Sunday at 3:30,
Yep.
uh, my time, and 4:30 if you're on the East Coast. Um, just to go through a little bit in the very beginning about the matchup. Can you see that, Joe? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
There.
Can you see that pretty good, Joe?
Yeah.
All right. The matchup predicted. They only give us a 23.6% chance of winning. We are huge underdogs. It will be on Fox, 3:25 Central Time, 4:25 Eastern Time. They only give us a 23% chance of winning. Miz, what's going on, Miz?
Hey, Miz.
So what do you think about those odds, Joe? They only give us a 23% chance of winning against the Tennessee Titans. What's going on,
Well,
NYG?
I could see that, and that's probably right. Started low, and then as it goes on, prove me more and more. But then all of a sudden, you're the guy over that's 80% chance of winning, but you gotta earn it, and they're gonna earn it. At 12 and 5, so that I can't help it.
Yeah, they get the Titans almost an 80% chance of winning against us. And I can't be mad at those odds. I think it's a little high, but I can't be mad at those odds. The Titans have been a consistent playoff team for like the past
Yep.
3 to 4 years, and we've been struggling mightily. I just think we do have a chance to beat the Titans, but according to the media and according to football experts, we don't have a chance in hell. So,
Yep.
I mean, we just have to show up and show out and show the world that we're still the New York Giants. We're still something to be talked about.
Yep.
Taj, Rodney, Mac, what's going on, fellas? Thank you guys for
Yo,
tuning in.
Mac,
Um,
what's up?
all right, let's talk about let's look at the full injury report. They going by team, so hold on.
Okay.
Bring that up. Now, you want to see something cool about our injury report? Kadarius Toney is not on the injury report. This is actually one of the first times he's actually been going into a week where they say he's fully healthy and ready to go. So
Okay.
Kadarius Toney has been taken off the injury report going into week 1. So that's huge. Um,
Wait, we'll go back up. Sterling Shepard, Kayvon Thibodeau, Aziz Ojulari. Okay.
what's up, Dash? What's up, Devion? Thank you for tuning in. Yeah. Uh, I truly believe that Thibodeau and Ojulari are not going to play. And Shepard's questionable with his Achilles. Maybe it flared up a little bit because he was going hard at practice, and that's why Wandale Robinson is slated to start at the slot. But I truly believe Thibodeau or Ojulari will not be available this first game. We will see. And I'll be honest with you, Joe. I don't want them to rush those guys back at all. Like, do
No.
not rush those guys back. If it takes time for them to heal, let them heal. Shout out to Tommy for Tommy. He says the staff has let all injuries heal up, no rush. Right. Big Fridge,
Yep.
what's going on, bro? NYT, you said we can best the
Yo.
Titans. Yes, we can. You said Shep is playing. Yes, he's playing. They just have him
Yep.
on an injury report. He says a Dory Jackson revenge game. We'll see. Hopefully, he can get
Yeah.
revenge against the Titans.
It will
Um,
be.
the Titans, other than Harold Landry, who was injured for the season, tearing his ACL. Chance Campbell, backup linebacker, and Jamarco Jones, a backup offensive tackle, is on the injury list. So the Titans come in. pretty much pretty much healthy. I know they have some other guys on the injury report as well. Let me see. Let me see. Let me go. Let me go here. Get the full injury report because I know the Titans had a little bit more. Yeah, see, starting corner Elijah Molden didn't practice today. Uh, so that's a major injury for them. Uh, and Dane Belton might be able to play week one, Joe, after tearing his clavicle in the beginning of the training camp. So he's done a good job of coming back.
Yep.
So injury report not too heavy on either side. So both teams are going to go in pretty much healthy, except for we probably lost our two main edge rushers. So hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us in the butt too hard. But Tommy, he said it's the best thing they have done is to let them rest. Any other coaching staff would have rushed them back and made it worse. More than likely, yeah. If you would have rushed any of these guys back, it would have made it worse. I promise you. Just like the Kadarius Toney. Everybody wanted Kadarius Toney to play during the preseason and all the training camp practices. Who knows? He might be out if he would have came in to play one of them preseason games and re-aggravated something. So it was glad they held him out. Let's hope he's not too far behind because he hasn't been getting the game reps in preseason, but it is preseason. So I think he'll be just fine. Um, so what do you think about the injury front, Joe?
I like you. I'm not upset about it. Um, you want you 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 want to let them heal, but you want them to learn at the same time, and it's a fine line to walk. To walk, and look, if he takes 2 weeks, this weekend, next week, he's got to be ready. Um, I, I, I just, Shane has combobulated everybody at a certain point, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, bang, he extends Leonard Williams. Bang. You know, he he the other receiver, Darius
Slayton. Yeah,
Slayton. Thank
Slayton
you.
took a pay cut.
Yep, that's 6.16 is huge. And now he'll run, and I'll say bang, and then we'll get this other news like, oh my God, do you feel that we have something right? Yes, I do. And I never saw this coming.
And yeah, we got a
It,
GM and a coach that are gonna be doing certain moves that Giants fans aren't used to. They might cut some people that you believe is gonna make the team, and it turns out they had turmoil with the team. And they're just gonna let them go. Uh, I mean, it is what it is. The Martinez thing, the Wink uh, press conference today cleared up a little things about Blake Martinez. Um, yeah, this team is going to be a lot different with this new regime, and people are going to have to get used to it. People are really going to have to get used to having different things on this team because they're going to get rid of people probably every year that you think that are going to make this team that you think that you may like. But if they don't fit the plans or if they got any issues with playing time or anything, they're going to find a way to get rid of them. And you can call them snakes, you can call them whatever you want to call them, but they're going to do what they feel is best for this team moving forward. What's up with it, Taj?
What's going on,
Taj,
everybody?
Zay.
Hey, Dash, if you want to pop on, the link is in the chat. Um, but let's get back to this Titans thing. So they got us 5.5 point underdogs to the Tennessee Titans going into Sunday.
Yep.
That's kind of high. That's almost like they playing the JV team when they got the point spread that high. But hey, it is what it is. We're gonna have to prove people wrong to get any type of respect. But a 5.5 spread, that's about what I thought it would be. You, I'm saying we're gonna win, but do you think over or under the 5.5 point spread? Do you think that 5.5 points better than us?
The first game, the first week, everyone's older. Um, we could pull this one out, and I mean like 35-10, 40-20, that type of game. But I I just got a feeling. I have a feeling if you're gonna see good with the bad, is because it's gonna be bad. But everybody's I get on board this and sit back and enjoy. It's gonna be a hell of a ride the next 15 years. So
Yeah, I
I
think they could build this team into being a consistent winner. I mean, they have the blueprint. Hopefully, they can continue getting things done with their blueprint. And like I said, first things first, they got to find out who their quarterback is, whether that's Daniel Jones or someone else. And then they got to figure out their core pieces. Besides Xavier McKinney, maybe a Leonard Williams, Thibodeau, Ojolari. They're going to have to find their main pieces: Andrew Thomas, Evan Neal. They got a good track going so far. So let's see what they do this season.
Yep.
When we play the game on Sunday, we will be in Tennessee. Looks like it's going to be pretty good weather, 84 degrees out there. Um, I'm just ready for this game to come up. To be honest with you, I'm ready for this game, and I'm ready to see exactly what we can do on the field against first string players.
But dude, I'm ready for the first game to start out the season tomorrow night. Dude. Oh, I can't wait to watch this.
Davion Taylor, he says, "Who do you think the first Giant to who would be the first Giant to score?" I think the first Giant to score more than likely would be between Saquon Barkley, maybe Daniel Jones on a quarterback draw, or if it's a receiver, more than likely it'd probably be Tony. More than likely, but if the best bet, I would probably go with Barkley. Yeah, 84 is hot during this time. What's going on, NYG?
What's good, y'all? How y'all doing?
Doing
Oh,
good,
pretty
doing
good.
good. What you think about this Titans game coming up, bro?
Um, I'm gonna be honest, man. I think a lot of Giants fans is down on the Giants. Um, I was on a stream earlier. Actually been on a couple streams, just listening in, commenting in the comments, and people think this Titans team is just gonna mop the floor with the Giants, and I don't necessarily see it that way. I think what people are forgetting about is the fact that Wink Martindale has a certain scheme, and his scheme is basically send who the offense can't block, and it's quite genius, man. I actually watched some film, and it's basically send who they can't block. And what that means is disguising blitzes. And when you are able to disguise blitzes, unless you have a smart quarterback back there that can really divide, I don't want to hear about Derrick Henry and how he's going to run all over the Giants defense. I don't want to hear that because can't no team in the NFL beat you by being one-dimensional. At some point, you got to pass the ball. And when they pass the ball, meaning the Titans, it's going to be pressure in Tannehill's face. And if Tannehill can't handle that pressure, then the Titans are going to lose. I don't care what people are talking about. Oh, Derrick Henry. Like Derrick Henry is going to carry the Titans by himself. This is a team game. It's called football. And Derrick Henry can't do it by himself. You got to think about the offensive line, which I put on my channel. Shout out to my co-host, Coach Ed, which I put on my channel. Their offensive line is one of the worst in football right now. So who are they running on? Who are they going to run the ball down when you got a garbage offensive line? Taylor Lewan, he ain't the same player he used to be. Stop playing. These fans out here are disrespecting the Giants. And I put it
what's new?
And I'm going to keep saying it.
What's new?
Right.
They've been disrespecting our team for fucking forever. Excuse my language.
Facts.
That, you know, it is what it is, though. Haters is gonna hate. Listen, if I remember correctly, it was a bunch of haters that nailed Jesus to the cross. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, at the end of the day, bro, you can't stop people from being haters. You can't stop people from doing what they're gonna do. Only thing you can do is worry about what you're doing over here. And what we doing over here is going 11-6. And Derrick Henry ain't doing a fucking thing. And you can take that shit to the bank.
Big facts, man. Big shout out to Big Bro.
Shout out to Coach Ed, NYG, and we all know G Nation, Big Blue Lou. Watched this video today for the boxing and got to watch my first ads. I let that 4-minute ad play. I was excited because the ad was on there. I know it's kind of crazy, but I was excited to see my bro channel got ads on his videos now. That's dope as shit. They got I don't know if you was watching earlier, Lou, but they got us 5.5 point underdogs to Tennessee, which I expected. And they also only give us a 23% chance of winning against Tennessee. So Tennessee almost has an 80% chance of winning according to ESPN and the you know, what do you call those?
They said that in 07 in the Super Bowl. And what happened?
Yeah,
came out there
What up, man? What's up, bro?
What's going on, my crew?
What up, man?
I got a loud
That's mid.
What's going on? How you doing? I was doing a little show. Now I'll hop over to the real show.
I see with the Saquon Penn State jersey.
But Miz, I don't know if you were watching earlier, but they have us 5.5 point underdogs to the Tennessee Titans, and which is expected, and they only give us a 23% chance of winning. So the Titans almost have an 80% chance of winning, according to the experts from the media, ESPN. What do you think about that? And Lou, I want to start with you because you didn't give me my give your full thoughts on that. Unless you did, I wasn't paying attention.
No, I did not. I want to start off by saying this right here. Leo the Lion is going to tear their ass up. See that big ass king? You see that big lion right there? That conquering lion of the tribe of Judah? Leo the Lion is going to bust through the middle of that line. And whoever our ends are is going to get pressure on Tannehill or Malik Willis. And them dudes is going to be running for their lives. It's going to be a totally different Giants team than when they saw in preseason. It's going to be a totally different Giants team than what they saw on film and who they saw last year. This is a revamped team with a chip on their shoulder, and we are going to run through the Tennessee Titans. It's going to be the Saquon Barkley show, not the Derrick Henry show.
Talk about it. Talk about it, Lou. That's who ain't nobody talking about. Everybody running around talking about Derrick Henry. Oh God, he's such a big bad guy. Can't stop Derrick Henry. What about Saquon Barkley? You forget about this dude? Did you forget about him? Cause he about to put y'all on notice come Sunday. Let's go.
Listen,
No,
the best thing I want to hear after we win Sunday at about 7 o'clock, I want to hear the whole Giants locker room playing some old Biz Marquee. They caught the vapors. They
Right.
caught the vapors.
Gummy Bear, thank you for tuning in. Solo, thank you for tuning in.
My boy
Levant.
right here. Pat,
Huh?
I'm up to these guys. That's my friend Billy, William Marco, my friend from New York. He's a newcomer into the chats. He was on my show
Tuning
tonight.
in,
Margo,
Margo. Hit that
Big
like
Dolphin.
and subscribe button, Margo. Thank you for tuning in. Solo, I ain't seen you in a minute, Solo. Hopefully everything is well with you. You says Giants 23, Titans 20. Gummy Bear says the Giants have great potential, but they have to gel more as a team. This is coming from a Cowboy fan. Yeah, you are a Cowboy fan, ain't you, Gummy Bear? We do have to gel more as a team, but let's not act like we just gonna be dog doo-doo like we were last year. I don't think that's gonna be the case. He says, Miz, you from New York? I couldn't tell. Shout out to Dash. Taylor,
Concrete jungle, baby. Concrete jungle.
he says, I think it's going to be Giants 17, Titans 13. I definitely see it being a lower scoring game around the 2017, 23-20 range, somewhere around that range. But I will say this. Those people are starting to get on my nerves a little bit. Everybody,
Talk about
that's
it.
like talking about like, oh, Derrick Henry just gonna run over us for 200 yards and all this crap. Like, where are y'all getting this from, man?
Derrick Henry ain't getting more than 68 yards.
Let me ask you a question about that, Pat. What's the story here with the status of Thibs and Aziz? Because that's big towards that.
I believe that both of them won't play, but they're saying they're day to day, and they actually were on the practice field today and yesterday, I believe. So they're trending towards playing, but if they're not 100%, I'll be honest with you, man, I don't want them touching the field.
Oh yeah, I would not risk their season for one game, of course not. I was hoping we get Aziz back, and I'm always thought that Thibs would be out for another week or two. So, because I was eyeing Thibs being back for that Cowboys game, probably, if we want to be realistic about it. Aziz, I was hoping he gets on the field this week.
Maybe they're showing everybody what they have without the two-star players. Here's a taste of everything.
I mean, listen, man. You could be optimistic as a Giants fan, and believe me, I'll be jumping up and down 3:30 on Sunday waiting for the Giants. But you got to also be real. The Titans are a veteran team that's been winning the last few years, and we are a young team coming into their home. That's just the way I view it.
We're going to smack the shit out of them.
Man,
There's going to be a whole new meaning to remember the Titans. You remember? You remember the day we walked in there and slapped the shit out of the Titans? Yeah, that's going to be the whole new meaning for remember the Titans. Saquon Barkley, sir. Saquon Barkley is going to run over them motherfuckers. Sorry, hold on. And the road graders is going to pave the way. Back to you, Coach.
Well,
Coach,
I just posted something in terms of how I feel that we could stop or limit Derrick Henry. And I took a look at a couple of different videos. And the way that you attack Derrick Henry is, number one, gap integrity. Number two, penetration right up the front.
Pause.
Making him go lateral. What'd you say? Pause. Y'all know me. I'm not into it.
He said penetration right up the front. You know I'm going to pause that. Go ahead.
And it's also the front, all right, because they're an outside scheme type of a team. So you want to have either a bare front or what is known as a tight front. With the tight, with it, come on, man. With a tight front, you have a nose tackle occupying the center, and then you have four eyes with the defensive interior, defensive end, or defensive lineman on the offensive tackles.
I know
That
some
limits
nasty
them.
dudes that try to shove their nose in the tight front. Grew up with a bunch of them. Go ahead, my bad. Go ahead.
No, I want to hear it.
I took a look at two games from last year, and they were both from the Baltimore Ravens, i.e., Wink, and Week 1 against the Arizona Cardinals last year. And that's pretty much what they did. They attacked them by having an odd front. Okay, I'll go that way. An odd front covering the interior of their offensive linemen.
You're going to have to cover the interior if it's an odd front. Don't nobody want to see no odd front.
Come on, man. You know I'm a football coach. Stop it.
Yo,
Stop it.
Come on.
Stop it.
Right.
All right, my bad, man. You're making it too easy, bro. Sorry.
It's football lingo. I'm talking football lingo. So it's what I know.
My bad. Go ahead.
But I get you. I understand. But the main point is you want to occupy the B gaps within the offensive scheme, so that way the guards can't, if they're not good at stretching and sealing the B gap, then you're going to have that interior push and get on the other side of the offensive line, where you make Derrick Henry move lateral, and it's easier to attack him that way. And then finally, it's the way you tackle him is don't go up high. You attack on the legs, and you want to attack him from the knees down. And in the interview with Wink, he mentioned, guys having guys rush, having 11 guys rush to the ball, and that basically says the first man get there, just grab some type of cloth, hold on, and trust that your teammates are going to get there and make the tackle. And I think if we do that, and that's a benefit to our interior, with you have Ellis, Dexter, and Leo. I will take that front right now with their interior, no matter who they have there, because if they can't work a double team, because with the outside zone, they want to work the double team to get to second level, and if they can't do that, then our front line is going to be on the other side of the ball, attacking Derrick Henry, or we're going to be occupying their offensive line, and we're just going to have our linebackers scraping, filling. Even though they're young, we may worry about it, but they're professionals. And I trust that they're going to at least make the proper types of tackles and not try and go up high on this man, because, we all know if you go up high, you're going to go for a ride. But if you're fundamentally sound, you'll be able to make the plays.
Y'all want to see something cool?
Okay.
Y'all want to see Coach say this with a chart? We can actually watch him say it during his video. Y'all go like and subscribe to Coach Ed.
Sir.
He has a passion for this, and I don't mind playing his actual video on my channel if my internet quit being trash. Tudo! With the $4.99 super chat, he says, "Salute, Big Blue Krew. Drop by your office to pay the proper respects for all Giants fans around the world. Slap all stinky Boyd's losers out the door. Forget about it." And our guy is reinstated. He let me know this morning that he's been reinstated, so it's time for him to go knock some more heads off. So, congrats, Tudo. You beat the system, so get back in there and hurt somebody else.
The locker room,
But-
getting pumped up.
Right.
Yeah,
So let's tell me if y'all can hear it. Hold on.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
Can y'all
this
hear?
is an example of
Can y'all hear that?
Yeah, we hear.
A tight front.
All right, so I think he starts explaining right about.
Oh, you went to skip the tight front part. I saw you. I wasn't gonna do it again. You good?
hit that like button real quick, and let's listen to Coach Ed explain exactly what he was saying. And he gives an actual graph, a diagram of exactly what he's explaining. This is why you should subscribe to this channel, because if you actually want to see what the man is talking about, he does this for real. He's a literal coach, and that's why I have so much respect for him. But let's listen to Coach Ed right here.
Okay, this is an example of a tight front. A tight front basically means that you have the nose guard. Ideally, he's in a zero technique, head up over the center. And then you have your two ends who are in what are known as a 4-eye. In football, you have the zero, which is over the center, head up over the center.
And normally, who would that be? Ed, that's Dexter Lawrence, in my opinion. But who do you think should be right there in that position?
Ellis, because he played it last year and he's familiar
Ellis.
with the scheme. Yeah.
Justin,
So you would have Dexter Lawrence at the other end.
Mm-hmm. I put him at the actual strong end and have Leo at the weak side.
Okay, I see what you're talking about. So right here, nose tackle Ellis. This would be Dexter Lawrence. This would be Leo Williams. Calitro, Crowder, Ojulari, or Thibodeau right here, correct?
Yeah, that's a jack linebacker, whoever that is.
So then you got, is this the 3 safety look or is this a nickel corner?
That would be a sandbacker if he does that, or nickel corner, whichever you want to put there. So it depends on if they're going, because remember they run a lot of tight ends, so you're probably going to have an extra linebacker coming in, or do you want to bring an extra safety in and then make that on Julian Love? So I mean, there's different ways you can go about it. So
me personally, I think I will make this Julian Love here because I don't trust Ojulari or Thibodeau right here to cover a tight end. I'm just being honest with you. I will have to have Julian Love here. Yeah. So let's finish hearing what Coach Ed's saying. I ask him more questions. If me and Coach Ed did a film session, boy, it'd be all type of questions going on in that session. But let's hear Mr. Coach Ed out.
That'd be all time.
2, which is head up over the guard. 4, which is head up over the tackle. Now, when you hear I, that basically means inside. So if you hear 2-eye, the defender is going to be lined up on the inside shoulder of the guard. 4-eye means that he's on the inside shoulder of the tackle. If you ever see any formations and you see the defensively, they have shades. When you see the shades, that's basically telling you which side the defender is supposed to be lined up on. Now, ideally, like I said, I've seen and I've taught tight formations where you're in a zero technique, because what that does is it forces the center, the running back, and the guards to try and identify who is responsible, because each one, going back to gap integrity, as you see here, is responsible for a gap. Now, you can shade. I have seen that. That just identifies who is responsible, unless you're going to play games where the nose guard crosses the center's face to be responsible for this A gap, and the will linebacker shoots into this A gap.
Okay, so Coach Ed, pretend that I don't know exactly what you're talking about, because I actually do. But pretend like I don't know what you're talking about. Explain to me exactly what you explained right then and there. You're going to get a master class here with the Big Blue Krew. We're going to tell you exactly what we think they should do, and we're going to show you why we think they should do it. So, Coach Ed, explain to me like I'm a novice and tell me what you were explaining right there.
Okay, in terms of the fronts, like I said, where you see the end, which is the nose guard, I like putting him head up in front of the center. That means he's lining face to face with the center. But if he's shaded, ideally your face mask is on his shoulder, on his outside shoulder. That's really what a shade really means. So you basically, and then basically when I say that they're responsible for that gap in between the center and the guard, that's the A gap. So the nose guard, based on this alignment, is shaded to the, what I'm going to say is the strong side. Strong side is because you see 3 offensive players to that side of the formation. So the running back is number 3, the slot guy is number 2, and the outside receiver is number 1. So That's the strong side. So the nose guard is shaded to the strong side. The will linebacker ideally then is in this formation is responsible for the other A gap or the backside B gap. So, and that's usually, that's how they have this aligned here. If you're going to play basic principles. Now, when I say play games, that basically means the nose tackle is going to cross the center's face and go into the other A gap, while the will linebacker then becomes responsible for the strong side, or where the nose guard is, he's responsible for that A gap in a running situation.
Mm-hmm. And normally they would switch it up based on the alignment of the running back. So the nose guard is shading to his left right here because the running back is lined up to his left. If he was shaded to his right, he would do the opposite, and the will linebacker would do the opposite in case of a cutback. Right here on this play here, the most important people on this play here, believe it or not, is this J guy here, the C guy, the will linebacker. And be honest with you, the nose tackle is very important here, Ed, but this is just my opinion, this guy here, because if this guy here, the end gets blown up, this whole play is blown up. Because if this guard can shade him and then get to that middle linebacker here, it's a wrap. Because this nose tackle, either he's going to be the fastest nose tackle ever and stops him from getting to the outside, or Derrick Henry, who's big and fast. You don't want love against Derrick Henry one-on-one the whole game. No.
Okay, now let me ask you this. Where's the running play going? Is it going to the defense's left, or is Derrick Henry going to cross the quarterback's face and go to the defense's right side?
See, because when I look at the Titans, I'm sorry, go ahead, Coach, my bad.
No, based on what you just said, it sounds like you're going to do a toss, Derrick Henry going towards the defensive left side. And right now, that guard is beat, because how is he going to get to the defensive end? So right now, if the tackle comes down, then you have the Mike linebacker one-on-one with Derrick Henry. And if Julian Love plays outside contain, attacking the slot receiver's outside shoulder, he's just going to funnel him back inside, and then you have the safety over the top coming downhill. So you actually have two guys trying to tackle Derrick Henry with Julian Love. If he plays his principles right, worst case scenario, Derrick Henry on that situation is going to have to keep going laterally, because if Julian Love does what he's supposed to do, he's going to be in that position outside, and Derrick Henry's going to see that, and he's going to say, okay, I got to keep moving outside. Now, if he wants to go right at Julian Love, you still have the safety coming down over the top. That safety will stay outside, attacking Derrick Henry outside in, and the Mike linebacker is now scraping because there's nobody to block him. He's going to be inside out. If they're going to run this, Derrick Henry is going to cross the quarterback's face and go the opposite way. And that's where I say the outside zone comes into play, because even if they double team the nose guard and the tackle reaches that strong side end, you still have flow, because who's going to get the other end, because that guard has to still reach to him. So now you have the will linebacker straight line going right to him, and he can play two gap where he can be responsible for the A gap to the C gap on the weak side. So I get where you're going with that.
But they run tosses. They run tosses when they get in the shotgun. They run a lot of tosses. I looked at that too.
Yes.
So this will linebacker right here, if they do move in, is this Tate Crowder or is this Calitro? Either way, that's going to be a heavy responsibility, because Ellis can't take on two people.
No,
he's going to have to shoot that gap immediately. But the great thing about this edge right here, this is Leonard Williams. I think he takes both.
Exactly. And that's my whole point, because now you're going to have, going the opposite way, you're going to have the jack linebacker, because the tackle is going to have to help the guard. He's going to at least have to give him hands on that end, which now gives the jack the free shot to go in. Worst case scenario, he funnels him back inside to help. Leo is there clogging that up, and you have the will linebacker. If he attacks that A gap, he's going to come down from the backside to make the tackle, or even if he scrapes to the front side, he's there to make the play. And then you also have that backside safety who can then come down and fill the run. So it's also a numbers game. So Yes,
Right.
you're right. If if they do a toss going to the defense is right, yes,
Yeah,
it's
but
just
no
gonna go
biscuit, no
numbers.
biscuit.
Exactly.
Right.
So,
Coach, give me your honest opinion.
mhm.
Do you trust Kalitro right here at the will linebacker on any situation as far as those runs?
If our front line does what they're supposed to do, and
If
he
it comes down to Kalitro, say Leo does his job and he's getting being shaded by this guy, and this guard has to help on this guy. Do you trust Kalitro to have the instinct to shoot this gap? And if Henry crosses, he was gonna have to bounce it out, but this guy's gonna be waiting for him because
Mhm,
both these
mhm.
linemen have to block
Like,
Leo Williams, and he's going to
exactly,
get there before this receiver gets there. It's going to be a
exactly.
block in the back if this receiver blocks him in the back. Do you trust Kalitro to have the instinct, or take Crowder, because they'll probably switch over? Do you trust any one of those guys to have the instinct to know what's going on right there?
Have to. I
That's
have
going to be
to.
the question.
I mean, I get where you're going. I get it. And as a coach, if I can't trust you, then you don't need to be on the team. I just I that's me. I just can't. I can't go and I can't put that into my head. I have to say, you guys are taught the proper way to play the game. You're professionals. So you need to go out there and make the play. If you can't make the play, then I'm going to get somebody else in here and you're going to be off the team. And right now, he's made the team. So I have to at least give him the benefit of the doubt right now. I'm not going off of preseason. I'm not going off of what he's done in the past. I'm only going right now on what these coaches feel, because if they didn't feel he was able to make the play, then he would. I don't believe he's what should be on the team then. So I have to trust that, and I have to trust in my linebacker coaches that they're teaching him how to read and read your keys. You know, how do you attack it? What are the keys? What are your principles? And how do you make your fundamentally? How do you make your tackles?
All right. I do apologize to the panel. We kind of took over for a little bit, but like
Sorry,
I
I'm
said, if I got
sorry.
into a film session with Coach, it'll be dope as
I
shit.
apologize, everyone. I'm done. I'm shutting up from here on out.
But I mean, that's just a little bit of what Coach Ed brings to the table as far as a Giants content creator. You're not gonna get content like that from just anyone. Go subscribe up to Coach Ed, and I can't wait to do some film reviews with you and NYG. That's gonna be dope. I could talk film all day, so that's why I had to stop. Um, Guys, what do you think about that? We showed you a little bit of exactly what's going to be going through the heads of the guys on the field. Everybody can just say, "Oh, we need to stop Henry," or "We need to do this to stop Henry." But like people like me and Coach, we actually know exactly where the players and everything is supposed to be right there. That J player is either going to be Ojolari or Thibodeau if healthy, but game one, if they're not, that's going to be Zimenez or Jihad Ward. Do you trust Zimenez to cover the C gap right there if
Well,
Kalitro pushes Henry to the outside?
But
So
not
that
only
could be
that,
a
Pat.
major issue.
But not
Go
only
ahead,
that, Pat, it's the
MRG.
way that it's the way that he disguises those blitz and those coverages, because
but
it might look like one player is coming and then they're going to drop back into coverage. They was doing that a lot with Kayvon Thibodeau in the preseason. He would fake like he's blitzing, boom, drop back into coverage. So that's going to confuse your quarterback. So if you don't have a quarterback like a Tom Brady or one of these smarter cerebral quarterbacks, you're going to have trouble dissecting what went through your defense. You know what I'm saying? So it's not only just the X's and O's. It's about the mind game that he plays with these quarterbacks, man. I just wanted
Yeah,
to
but
throw that out there.
that play right there, NYG, that's mano a mano. That's stopping Derrick Henry on the 3rd and 4 or 3rd and 3, and they give him that ball.
yeah,
Do we
but
trust our
what's a
players in
bigger
order to stop him right there? Go ahead, Joe.
what's a bigger problem? Derrick Henry or his line blocking for him with Henry coming at you? The key is you take out. Sorry to. It is what it is. They got a hurt line now. Taylor Lewan or something like that. He got hurt or something, or one of those guys in there. And now it's not as good. Um, I think there's gonna be holes and gaps. The big guys are coming through. Hey, it
Yeah,
is
that,
what
that
it is.
yeah, that's
I
what we're
really believe.
explaining, Joe. We're saying, can we trust those guys to do their job, to beat those guys in order to make those plays? That's
Yep.
what we're explaining. That's what they're going to have to do. No matter who's on the field, you have to beat who's across from you. And that's absolutely true. And that diagram right there just shows you they're going to be running a lot of shotgun runs with Derrick Henry, believe it or not. And they do run a lot of tosses with Derrick Henry out of the shotgun. So we were just showing you a mano a mano play that the Titans are going to, that the Giants defense is going to have to show up on those plays because they're going to run a lot of those plays with Derrick Henry. Do I believe they can do it? Heck yeah. But they're going to have to show the world that they can do it. And I promise you, I'm hyped. Yes, that right there got me hyped, boy. I love watching film because I watch film all day and explain it. But Miz, what do you think about what me and Coach Ed talked about there for about 10 minutes? Like I said, we do apologize for going off.
You know, the whole time he was talking, that's great stuff, man. Because listen, I played the game, so I see the game on the field, and I ref tackle games, and I'm right in the middle of it. But a guy that comes to mind for this game that scares me a little is Blake Martinez, because I feel he was so good at hitting those holes and making tackles. And we kind of lost him. So now, okay, whatever. They moved on because they moved on for the reason. They know better than I do. But now you have to trust the young guys to do like Pat was saying. You don't have a choice. We have to trust these young guys, Pat. We don't have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So another thing, man, another thing is this. I'll tell you, Coach is better with the X and O's and the A gap and those gaps. He's great with that. I'll tell you this. I'd rather face Henry out of the shotgun than I would out of an I formation.
True.
Because of the type of physical running back he is. Like, as a running back, you get a full head of steam out of the I formation. You don't get a full head of steam out of a shotgun. You got to create your speed. It's not going to happen right off of the first step. So the defense has a chance to get in there. So, that's the way I view it. Maybe I'm wrong, you know?
That's true, but you have a lot more options out of the shotgun, too.
You do have a lot more options, but does the Titans passing game really scare you more than the power running game?
No, but if they can pull the guards and they start pulling those guards and our defensive linemen start getting a little undisciplined and Derrick Henry hits one of those gaps and scot free, and it's just against a safety like Julian Love, we could be in trouble. But that was just to show you exactly.
But Julian Love, just to talk for a second, Julian Love happens to be a good tackler. If you got to make a tackle, you got to go low and make the tackle.
I wouldn't want him going one-on-one with Derrick Henry for most of the game, though, man.
No,
even though he's a very good tackler, that's not a running back you want to go one-on-one with most of the game because he's going to win a lot of those one-on-ones.
Right. No, not most of the game. You're right.
Talk about
Can anybody hear me?
Yeah.
Now I can hear you.
My shit.
It just went back out.
I was going to ask you, talk about the red zone defense. Like, how can the Giants?
Can you hear that? Anybody?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Derrick Henry company down.
Out. My bad. Go ahead.
What scheme or what kind of front do you think, Coach Pat, that the Giants can use in the red zone? Because that's where I'm looking at. Because I know with Wink's defense, they give up big plays. We've all acknowledged that. But when they get in the red zone, he seems to tighten up, pause, and stop the other team. So how can he, what kind of defense scheme can they devise to stop Derrick Henry in the red zone? That's what I'm most concerned about in this game. Is not that the Titans are going to drive down the field and just run roughshod over us, but when they do get in the red zone, how do you stop a guy like Derrick Henry from getting?
Okay. First and
Punch him right
foremost,
in the mouth.
shout out to Tudo with the $1.99 super chat. He says New York Giants 11-6 this season. We say forget about it. Thank you, Tudo, for the $1.99 super chat. And yes, 11-6. As far as that front, what's going on, J-Lay? As far as the defensive front that you want to do against the Titans in the red zone, I'll be honest with you. Hell, because if they run that I formation with Derrick Henry, that's going to be hard as hell to stop, even if you do have good defensive line. I would probably put Leo, Dex, Jelly, and Jahad Ward across the front, and hopefully they don't pass the ball the way you think they would pass the ball, because I'm probably going to have one linebacker out there, and that's Tate Crowder, and I'll probably have Tibbs and Ojolari out there. Like
NYG. NYG.
Yeah.
What's the down and distance, and what's the personnel?
Yeah, that helps out a lot too.
So let's say
And where are they lined up? Where are they at on the field?
Situational football, guys. Situational football.
Right. So let's say third.
Or are they on the left hash?
Left hash.
They're on the right hash
Mm-hmm.
at the 5.
Corned beef hash herd. Okay.
5-yard line, right hash.
Right hash.
Offense is right hash. What's the personnel?
You can go heavy, goal line formation.
Well, if they're doing that, they stupid. You ain't getting 5 yards on the goal line. Thank you for being stupid.
Third and goal.
I'm not a football guy, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm
all right, Coach. Let's say they do this. Let's say they do this, Coach. They on the right hash. It's third and goal. They on the 2-yard line to come out of heavy formation.
How y'all making coach work?
Nah, you're not. I'm enjoying this, man. I'm enjoying this. Personnel just like
you run shotgun. So they go shotgun.
Just like no, they're not gonna go shotgun. They're gonna come in. They're gonna come in. Tannehill is going to be under center. Worst case scenario, he's going to do play action, especially during that drive where they're running down the field. So if they do play action, then initially the defense is going to bite on that. Ideally, what you want to do is you want to mug the double A's. In other words, you want to put 2 defensive linemen in both A gaps, and then the other 2 linemen in both B gaps. And then depending on who's, the outside edges, you want to, depending on Zimenez and whoever's on the other side, okay, that's a chance we got to take, because that's giving me a 6-man front right there. Then the linebackers, if worst case scenario, I might do 2 extended. And what I mean by that is the linebackers, instead of being right over the guards, I'm going to put them over into stacked right behind the defensive tackles into the B, maybe head up over the tackles, just because I'm going to trust those other guys are going to be able to mug and control that middle right there. And if they try and come Henry right over the top trying to jump, at least the linebackers have the opportunity to come down flying and pinch him, because he has to go 2 to 3 yards. And if we do what we're supposed to do, so if you go off tackle, that's where I want you to go, because the numbers are there. That means the tackle's blocking down because he has a man on his inside shoulder. Your normal responsibility is always gap on. And what do I mean by that? You protect your inside gap first, and then if somebody's over the top of you, that's where you go for it. But now you want to attack the inside gap, come down. The tight end should be coming down to help you out a little bit, and then you still have outside contain. Now if a fullback slips into the flat, that's where we got to hope either the safety is reading that and coming and flying, or the cornerback sees that and he jams that, and then he flows with it in that regard. But I mean, in that situation, 3rd and 3, that's how I'm going to do it. I'm almost going to do like a 6-2-6 type of a 3 type of a look with 2 corners and a safety, and I'm just going to play run first. I'm selling out for the run first, and then on the back end, those guys got to read and play the pass.
And you got to hope and pray that somebody like Tate Crowder has the awareness to know that it's a play action.
And that's
for the casual fan. I'm going to translate everything that was just said. For the people who don't understand the X's and O's
I'm
and
sorry.
don't understand the diagram and the words that were being used with tight fronts and gaps and gap integrity and all that. A lot of guys just watch football every now and then and don't know these terms. So I'm not being funny. I'm not
No,
trying to
you're right.
insult nobody. I'm just being real, right? So what they're basically telling you is the same thing your mom or your dad or your uncle told you whenever you was confronted with a bully as a kid, right? If Derrick Henry is the strong point of this offense, and we know that Derrick Henry is going to be the weapon that they try to use and run all over us, they're going to try to bully us and impose their will on our line, right? Then you have to figure out a way to stop the bully, to punch Derrick Henry in the nose, so to speak, right? Because what a bully thrives off of, intimidation, right, and the fear, right? If you show him fear, he gets off on that, and it gets worse and worse and worse. If you stand your ground, right, he loses that power that he's looking for.
Mm-hmm. That's
Case in
basically what
point,
it is.
when I was little and there was a group of kids that was messing with me, and
Get the big
Mom
one
Duke
first.
said, you take the biggest, baddest one,
Yeah, you take the big
and
one
you
first.
wear his ass out, no matter what the other ones are doing to you in the meantime. You make him remember to never, ever, ever cross you again, right?
And whatever
So
you got to do, hit him with a brick, a bat, a rock.
if we have to sell out and blitz and shut down the run and leave our corners on the island and depend on them to do what they need to do, then that just might be what we need to do. Just until they get the point that you are not going to beat us with this.
Now,
Once they get
now,
that instilled in their mind,
now if they had
force
now,
them to throw.
if they still had AJ Brown and that was at the 15 and it was second, then then it would be a whole different
Then
situation.
you clothesline the hell out of AJ. That's what you do.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
take the bully out
That's why-
within the rules, of course.
That's
You
why
know what I'm
Coach was
saying?
saying,
Don't go out
the
there
down the
and
distance.
cause us no penalties.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know what I'm
let me
saying? This is a
let me
man's
get to
sport.
the chat
You can't go
real
out there and be
quick.
like, no, you gotta go over there and ram his ass into the floor. Pause. Sorry.
All right. Shout out to Big Dash in the chat. Taranja Hall, thank you for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe button for us. Shakedown Media Network, thank you for tuning in. You guys know who those guys are. They're usually on Twitter doing the live chats and things. Got a pretty good show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Book in, thank you for tuning in. He says, "What up, Big Blue Krew? What's going on?" Andrew Goldberg, thank you for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe button for us. He says, "Much as I'll miss Blake Martinez, they did it to clear for the next offseason cap and make the team more younger." True. Timothy Frith, hope everything is well. Said, "Bad dog with the Giants." Bad dog. Will the Giants D get to Tannehill stop the run?
Hey Timothy, your glasses
It's
need
a-
glasses,
bro,
dog.
Hey,
It's a he just like has his own, like the thing is like he just like has it already
Your glasses
pre-written.
need glasses, sir.
right.
Because nobody here
Jesus
looks like
Martinez.
that, dog.
That's crazy. Hey, Jesus Martinez, thank you for tuning in. Nerd Cage, what's good, bro?
Yo.
Eric Johnson, thank you for tuning in. He says, "Stop the run game, we win the game." That may be true. He says, "Great show." Yeah, we always tend to give people great shows here with the Big Blue Crew.
We try.
Miz,
I'm gonna be
right.
honest. We try. That just gonna be like, damn right, it's a great show. No,
Wait a minute. He just called Pat Bad Dog.
Yeah.
No,
I'm telling
or
you.
he had to be looking at you saying that. I don't know
I
what
was
the-
just about to say he might have thinking it was you, Miz.
I hope he thought it was me and not Pat. Because if he thinks it's Pat, you better go get the glasses checked tomorrow morning.
Oh, the glasses ain't gonna help that. He colorblind if he thought Pat was there.
Right. He all messed up. Margot, what's going on, Margot? But just to go off what Lou was saying, basically we're gonna have to hit the bully in the mouth, and the bully is Derrick Henry. And he's gonna be more of a bully this year because he has no choice. They lost AJ Brown, they lost Julio Jones, they got a one-legged Robert Woods out there, they got a rookie in Traylon Burks. You gotta have decent tight end. Well, they got the other.
I'm sorry. I just had to say it. You don't just have to hit him in the mouth. You know, you could kick him in the nuts, poke him in the eye, You know, throw an elbow in his throat.
And they got Nikita
get seen,
Westbrook out there. They got Nikita Westbrook out there. So I'm really, to be honest with you, I'm really not scared of the Titans offense besides Derrick Henry. And the only way I believe Derrick Henry goes off against us if those linebackers are just playing absolutely undisciplined, or if someone like O'Shane Jimenez just for some reason cannot hold the edge and continues to let Derrick Henry bounce out. Other than that, I am not worried about this team at all, even on the defensive side of the ball, because if we get,
I said, what about the defense? You was about to transit.
Yeah, I'm about to now the defensive side of the ball with the Tennessee Titans. I'm gonna be honest with you over there as well. If the offensive line, as far as Andrew Thomas and Evan Neal, block very well, and they don't let Simmons go crazy, I'm not scared of their defense either, because I believe if we get that ball out quick, I like our receiving matchups against their DBs all across the board. Even can't get right should be able to get off against their DB. Now Bayard, right now Bayard on the other hand is a very good safety. So we're gonna have to watch where he is, because he can come and make an interception if Daniel Jones is not aware of where he is on the field. But if we're getting that ball out quick and we're getting that ball to Saquon Barkley and make their linebackers work, Zach Cunningham plays good at times, but he has mental lapses. The other linebacker, I always forget his name, but he's not that great in my opinion. They hype him up way more than what he's supposed to be.
Janico Autry, David Long Jr., Zach Cunningham.
They're David Long Jr. That's who they're hyping up to be. I don't think he's that great. So I'm not scared of this team, period, to be honest with you.
Pat, they also have a rookie cornerback, Roger McCreary.
Yep, starting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they got Caleb Fairley backing them up. That's always hurt. And Molden is hurt. So both of their cornerbacks are hurt. So, like I said, I'm not scared of their defense either. As long as we don't let Jeffrey Simmons play like he's Aaron Donald, I don't see why we couldn't beat this team.
Oh, wow. Trey Avery made the roster. Wow. Sorry.
Ralph Vacchiano just tweeted, "It's now or never for Daniel Jones. The Giants' quest to discover if he's really a franchise quarterback begins."
Nah, you think? Most def, fellas, most def.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Right. No shit, Sherlock. But Miz, what do you think? What do you think about our offense against the Titans defense? And I'm gonna kick it to NYG. What do you think of our offense against their defense?
Our offense against them. I mean, we have weapons. I believe Tony's healthy. I believe Robinson, Galladay. Listen, the Giants got weapons, man. Slayton. We have weapons,
shit, man.
We should be able to score points on them. So,
talk your shit, man.
If Daniel Jones plays his game and Barkley is Barkley, the Giants should put up some points on this team. Actually, we might have to put up the points in order to beat this team. We might have to put up some points. And I don't know, the Giants, you want to run the ball and maybe keep the ball out of the Titans' hands, but maybe that's not the way to go, because the Giants have weapons. They could throw the ball down. I believe Jones could throw the ball to these receivers. They could open up the offense at some point in this game and just start, with Tony. You can hit him, we have weapons that could get a lot of yak. I just got to see a game or two, before we really know, but we know what the potential is. Now, I'd like to see them use Barkley in the throwing game, obviously. So, listen.
They think I'm a pawn.
It'll come down to the O-line, man. Can the O-line give them some time to play offense? That's what it's going to come down to.
That's true. NYG, what you got for me?
Personally, I think I'm with Miz on this point, because I think the Giants are going to just throw the ball on Tennessee. Honestly, I think that's the game plan. Now, it's not going to be your Joe Judge, Jason Garrett. See, Giants fans are basically like they have PTSD from the Joe Judge Gettleman era. It's not going to be that type of game. They're going to have these quick passes, this quick offense, screen game, reverses, play action is going to come into play. And I think more or less they're going to want to throw the ball. Look at the preseason stats. They were throwing the ball more than any other team in the NFL. So they want to throw the football. Brian Dable, Mike Kafka, they're going to want to showcase their offense game one and make a statement. And I think they're going to do that with two key players. One, Kadarius Toney. Number two, Saquon Barkley. Because everybody's thinking, oh, they're going to just run. Saquon Barkley is going to catch. Saquon Barkley might catch 7 to 8 passes this game. And then you got to think another 8 to 10 could go to Kadarius Toney. Maybe 2 or 3 go to Slayton on a deep shot. So they're going to want to pass the ball more than anything. And I think that's going to be the way you beat Tennessee. Key thing is what you guys said, their cornerbacks are not great. They're suspect. They're suspect cornerbacks, and you don't have the pass rush that you used to have because you're missing. I read an article on my show last night. Shout out to Coach Ed. Losing Harold Landry was devastating to the Titans. That's what they wrote. It was a devastating loss. So if you just got Bud Dupree there, I'm not scared of Bud Dupree up against Andrew Thomas or whoever. Okay, say they put him on Evan Neal. Okay, you slide a tight end over on the other side to help him. Whoop-de-woo. Is whoever the other rusher is going to beat Andrew Thomas? Okay, you got Simmons in the middle. You can slide protection towards Simmons and double team him. They don't have enough players to beat our offensive line one-on-one. People are sleeping on this offensive line. Glowinski, solid. Neal, going to be solid. Andrew Thomas, solid. Yeah, you might have an issue in the left and the guard in the center, but Feliciano is not great, but he's not a scrub either. He's a veteran. So don't sleep on this offensive line. Tennessee's not just going to come in and just have a 10-sack game against Daniel Jones. I don't see that happening. So Jones is going to have time to throw. This is going to be his showcase game, y'all.
Here's my bold prediction.
Let's see what Jones comes out and does week one. Go ahead.
1 second, guys. Super Taj World. He says the way the Eagles played the Falcons week 1 last year, I can see the Giants doing that. I can see them trying to do that too. Shout out to Tudo with the $4.99 super chat. He said it'll be raining in Tennessee on Sunday. The better defense will win the game, and we say New York Giants and Coach Wink will bring the W home. Forget about it. True. Dash. He says run on Dupree. Bud Dupree is washed at this point. I don't think he's washed, but I know he's not very good against the run. He said Dupree ain't washed. Yeah, I don't think he's washed. RPO. Go ahead, Lou.
Daniel Jones doesn't take a single sack in this game.
Now that's a bold prediction.
Now, for everybody who's been worried about the pass protection, yes, we need to gel, and yes, we need to build the chemistry a little more. But I think them guys are coming into this game knowing that everything is predicated upon them being able to block and keep Daniel Jones upright. If nothing else, even if we get some incompletions and some turnover on downs, let defense go out there, stop them, and get us the ball back so that we can try again. I think this main objective is to keep Daniel Jones upright, create running lanes for Saquon, and give DJ time to pick this defense apart in the air. And I'm telling you, it's I don't know what it is. I'm not psychic and none of that. Never claimed to be clairvoyant and none of that shit. But I'm telling you, bro, it's something different in the air this year. The Giants is going to go in there and make a statement week 1. I dare say by halftime, this game is over to the point where they can't come back and take it from us. I dare say, again, by halftime, this game is over to the point where there's no way they can come back and win it in the second half. Giants gonna smash, bro. It's gonna be a bold statement made week 1. We're putting the league on notice. People getting evicted. That's how they're gonna feel after they see the Tennessee Titans get thrashed at home. They're gonna be like, oh shit, the Giants just put everybody on notice.
Talk your shit, Lou.
Yeah.
Well, if they do that, they're gonna have to be beating the shit out of them. Because I promise you, it's gonna have to be at least a 21 to 24 point lead for it to be over by halftime. And if that's
Tommy
the case,
for one,
that
Tommy.
means
Let me hear you sing that. That's an old song. How many old people here know what I'm talking about? Who was that? Pat Benatar? Who sang that song?
What song? I can feel it coming in the air tonight.
No, but that's a great one. That was Genesis, Phil Collins. I damn sure know that one.
All right.
I'm talking about that girl. Let's get physical. What was that shit?
All I do.
No, that's Olivia. Isn't that Olivia Newton-John?
Okay, that's who it was.
Is
I don't
it?
know why it's Pat Benatar.
Yeah, I think that's Olivia Newton-John.
Yeah, that's what we gotta do. We gotta get physical.
I just said an
and
old
go
white
out
lady's
there
name.
and beat the hell out of them. What'd you say, Jay? Jay still.
Y'all said this song. I just picked an old white lady's name. Paula Abdul.
Olivia Newton-John. Yeah, that's who
Paula
it
Abdul
was.
wasn't even white. She was faking the fun.
Right.
That's why she lost all her fan base.
What was she?
Paula Abdul is, I think she's mixed black and Latina.
She's
Mhm.
white and island white. She's
Island boy.
Right. Them dudes are retarded.
Beyond.
But I mean,
Sideshow Bob's children.
it's going to be a good game to watch, man. It's definitely going to be a test to see exactly where we are as a team. Hopefully, we can pull out the victory. I believe that we can pull out a victory against the Titans team. I'm definitely not scared of this Titans team for sure. But there is going to be some concern as far as stopping the run because of the discipline of the younger linebackers. I believe Calitro is going to have a very good game as well as Tate Crowder. I think Leonard Williams will have a very good game, even though Tibbs or Ojolari won't play. I think Leonard Williams is going to be a beast this year. But they'll have to gel as well. I think they'll gel a little bit faster than the offensive line the defensive line. But other than that, we'll have to see exactly what we do against this Titans team, because if they go out there and beat the ever living hell out the Titans, this team is going to be like hype. Like they might win the next 3 or 4 games.
Let me ask you something real quick, Pat, and to the panel. Every year there's a team that comes from the bottom and does well. May not win the division, may not even make the playoffs, but they do come out of the cellar. What team in the NFC? Let's go through them. Okay, Giants finished last. And the NFC South was it the Panthers or the Falcons? I think it was the Panthers.
The Falcons, I believe.
Was it the Falcons? Okay. No, I think it was the Panthers.
No, it was the Panthers. It was the Panthers.
It was the Panthers. Okay. Then you got Seattle, and then you got in the North, Chicago. Which team do you think has the chance to make a come up out of those 4 teams?
The New York Football Giants, sir, 11-6. I'm back on my bullshit. Go ahead, Pat. Back to you.
Yeah. The Giants have the best chance out of all those teams. I think they're the better team out of all those teams. If anybody does it out of them teams, it's going to be us, because the Bears don't have a chance. I don't think the Panthers have a chance at all. And Seattle definitely doesn't have a chance. They got Geno Smith starting, so it's
That
right.
might be the first team in the NFL right now.
Yeah, they might have the number 1 pick.
Detroit.
Right.
Detroit's a team that's going to be feisty. They're going to be good.
Detroit's gonna be good, but they didn't even finish last, man. It was Chicago.
But they were still a bad team, though. I don't know. If we're only talking about the 4 last place teams, okay. But Detroit was bad also.
Yeah,
I don't think Detroit is gonna be as good as people
but I
think
don't
either.
think so either because of
They
golf.
gonna play some teams tough, but they play teams tough every year and do the same thing. Tudo says, "Big Boss Lou, I shared your text message with the rest of the team, and everyone's pumped up for this coming match." True. He said her last name is Abdul. Is Middle? He said she's Middle Eastern. Olivia Newton-John. He says if they don't know what you're doing, yeah, that's a trap. Yeah, it could be a trap game for Tennessee if you want to call it that. Jesus Martinez. He says there are people saying that the Giants are prioritizing winning this year.
Is
Yeah,
Joe
because
Judge
we'll
back?
get right. That's because they're getting rid of people that they like for some reason, but they were talking shit about before they got released. But it is what it is.
At the end of the day, no coach comes out here to lose unless it's the Philadelphia Eagles coach in a game that can potentially get the Giants into the playoffs. With the exception
And
of
he
that,
lost his job because of it.
nobody's coming out here to lose. I guarantee you, Dable in his first year as a coach and Kafka in his first year as an offensive coordinator are not coming out here to tank. Joe Shane in his first year as a GM is not coming out here to tank. These guys are not coming. This is their reputation. This is their livelihood. This is how these guys make their money. This is their careers, how they feed their families. These guys are not coming out here to lay down at all. The guys that they have picked to be on this 53-man roster are not coming out here to lay down at all. Let's be clear. We all love Blake Martinez. He's a sure tackler, good, solid player. He wanted to leave.
Yep.
So
Sure
it's not
did.
like the Giants are blowing. It's not like Joe Shane and Dable are blowing this team apart. You cannot force a guy to stay on the team if he doesn't want to play on the team. That is going to create a cancer in the locker room, division in the locker room, friction, all types of shit that is counterproductive when you're trying to develop a winning culture and you're in a rebuilding stage. So while people may not like the decisions that these guys are making, guess what? Everybody was all excited about the decisions that Gettleman and them guys made. And look where that shit got us.
Yep.
Everybody was all excited about Joe Judge getting hired, myself included, with that fucking speech. We're going to line up for 60 minutes and punch you in the face. And we're going to put a product on the field that reflects the New York tri-state area. Yeah, we was all like, fuck yeah, right? We all was on board with the signing of Kenny Golladay, Adoree Jackson, and all that. How did that shit turn out for us? Now we got some guys in here that are making some sound decisions, and everybody's, they're messing up the team. They can't be playing to win. They're going to tank for Arch Manning. That shit is the most ridiculous shit that I have heard in a long time, man. These guys are first-time GM, first-time head coach, first-time offensive coordinator, and Wink wants to be a first-time something too. He's tired of being a defensive coordinator. These guys did not come over here to lay down and tank, bro.
Excuse me.
You can put that shit out your mind right now. That's a fact.
Excuse me. Did I hear you
sir.
right? Tank for Arch Manning? A
Yeah,
kid
right.
who's in high
Arch
school?
Manning ain't coming out.
I've been hearing that shit since.
You don't know
Man.
how many.
We would have to be bad for the next 4 years. We would have to be bad for the next 4 years to even have a shot, or at least be bad 4 years from now.
No,
Like,
we're not
horribly
gonna get
bad.
4 years from now. No.
Oh my gosh.
There's plenty of QBs in next year's draft.
You got fans out here that were actually saying we should have got Josh Rosen from the Browns practice squad to be the backup.
Who?
Exactly, Josh Rosen.
This man.
And I have the footage.
I would throw a sneaker at Josh Rosen. You remember when that people tried to throw a sneaker at Bush when he was at the podium giving the speech
Right.
and shit? Yeah, I would throw a sneaker at Josh Rosen.
So you got these people, got all these good quarterbacks coming out of the draft, and you got some people saying Phil Jerkovich is the best one of them. These are some of the main people. These are some of the main people that are hating the Blake Martinez move. Like, that was totally laughable. Phil Jerkovich from Boston College that threw 3 picks against Rutgers. Sorry, Rutgers is a nice team, but come on, man.
I don't even know who he is.
I love Rutgers, but no.
Never even heard of the guy.
No. Oh
Exactly.
my gosh.
I never even heard of the guy. I'll be honest.
These are the same
No.
people who want David Seals over Darius Slayton. They call Darius Slayton trash. But then I got people in my comments say it's not fair to bash Seals, but Slayton is getting trashed by everybody. Ain't nobody saying nothing. And this is a man with almost 2,000 yards and 13 touchdowns in 3 years, and he was a 5th-round pick.
Talk about it.
He's only trash if you compare him to somebody like Devontae Adams. Of course, Devontae Adams is a fucking monster. Of course, he's not on that level. But for a 5th-round pick, that's pretty doggone good.
Right.
And Joe Judge's system for 2 years. Imagine if he was still in Pat Shermer's system for those 3 years. Who knows what Daniel Jones and Slayton could have done?
Could have made history.
You got this guy that had all these highlights in regular season games against #1 corners because he was considered the #1 receiver. And he's making people fall on you. So this some idiot told me that he can't even create separation. I said, who the hell do you think was catching all those deep touchdowns? What do you mean you can't create separation? Right. What do you mean you can't create? He can't run a route tree. You don't watch the games? That dude runs every route out there.
What it is these people here, the media and other content creators who are negative, and they just regurgitate the same shit they heard on ESPN or NFL Now or whatever the case may be.
Exactly.
Thinking that they're making a good point, not knowing how dumb they sound to people that actually know football and watch film and study and have played the game.
Yeah, I was just about to say that played the game.
These analysts, now you got analysts on these sports channels that are former players. But prior to that, most of these guys that was up there talking, sitting at the desk, never wore pads, never wore cleats, never put on boxing gloves, never participated in none of the damn sports that they're analyzing and commentating on.
Big shit.
Right.
You know, that's why Stephen A. Smith's hairline is fucking ridiculous, because it wants to run away from his mouth with the dumb shit that be coming out of it.
Right.
Or Max Kellerman, who I'd love to give a slap to. If I ever saw him, I'd smack the shit out of that guy.
It comes to a point where you're just being a moron when you want to just bash somebody and you just saying anything out your mouth. Oh, he can't run routes. He can't create separation. That doesn't make any sense. All the deep touchdowns this team has got has been by him the past 3 years. Who else was running deep catching the touchdowns?
Most of the touchdowns they got been by Slayton. Let's keep it a buck.
Yeah, keep it a buck. If you take Slayton off this team, who's taking the top off the defense?
He said somebody smoking marinara sauce and watching
Yeah.
Yo.
But keep it a buck. You take Darius Slayton off this team, who takes the top off the defense to stop these defenses from keying in on our short routes? Who does it? Seals ain't doing it. Wandale Robinson ain't doing it because he's more quick than fast. That's not his game. Tony's the #1 receiver. He's going to get all the attention. And Galladay, you say, is just washed. So who's going to do it?
And please don't let me see a dumbass in the comment section talking about, what do you mean he's more quick than fast? There is a difference.
There's quick and fast is way too many different things. You can move
speed versus
you can move an inch and be quick, and you can run a mile to be fast. Like there's a difference.
Speed versus agility.
There's quick
There's a difference
twitchiness,
between
quick breaks and
That's what I'm
fast
saying.
is different from quick breaks and quick twitch and just a quick little step or a stutter. That's quickness. Fast is different than quickness.
Darius Toney is quick. Tyreek Hill is fast.
Jesus Martinez. We say Alex Bachman, duh. Alex Bachman was so great that he ain't been picked up by nobody. He ain't even been picked up by nobody's practice squad.
And they wanted him over Darius Slayton. You see how stupid y'all sound? Come on.
Hey, Big Dad said, leave the hairlines alone, man. I ain't got nothing to do with this.
because his hairline gone. I guess.
Yeah, no, usually when somebody wearing hats all the time, it's because their hairline be gone, man. It's all right.
Well, the hat is what's causing it.
Right. Yeah, you need some
the hair follicles.
You need some vitamin D in that shit.
What if D is rubbing his head like he got a hairline?
Yeah. That rubbing ain't gonna make them locks come back now.
I've had a hairline since 21, and I'm good with it.
Hey, that's what I'm saying though. Why don't you people just cut it off? You know what I'm saying? Once you got that George Jefferson.
Coach Ed said long hair don't care.
Hell yeah, it don't matter where it's at.
Mach 3 and a nice shaving cream, baby.
Hey, my hairline is received. My hairline is getting back there. I know. I ain't got no problem with it though.
Yeah, but it's long. It's long in the back though. It's long.
So you're gonna be looking like Stevie Wonder in a year.
Hey, she can pull it. She can still pull the hair. That's all that matters. She can pull the hair.
I agree with Pat. I think Slayton could be a very important piece here. So
just think about it. Think about it. Out of all the receivers that we have, right? Out of all the receivers that we have, who's taking the top off the defense? It's not Richie James. He's more quick than fast. He's the shifty inside receiver. It's not Riggs. It's not Robinson. Tony's going to be getting double man covers during the season. Galladay, you say, is washed. So who else do you got? Seals? Come on, man.
Is hurt. Daniel Jones gonna pitch it to Kadarius Toney. And Daniel Jones gonna run past everybody, blow the top off the defense. Kadarius Toney gonna pass him the ball. That's what's going.
Like y'all, and the guy that y'all saying that they should have kept over Slayton didn't even get picked up on somebody's practice squad yet. Think about that.
And I've been saying the last 3 seasons. Still know about
because he was doing it. He was doing it against a UPS driver. That's why.
Half the league don't want the players that we kept as starters, let alone the players that we cut.
Right.
Shit.
How was it that we cut all our players and were to re-sign all our players?
Shit. Half the Giants fan base don't want the damn starters that we have. How many people want Slayton gone? How many people want Galladay gone? How many people want Jones gone? How many people think we should have never drafted Barkley? I mean, half the Giants fan base don't want our 53-man freaking roster. So what makes you think that anybody is going to come and give us something for Darius Slayton or KG or any of that?
Fact. They wanted Davis Webb to start over Daniel Jones. Like, seriously.
I'd start him over Tyrod.
This is where this fan base is at, though. They wanted Davis Webb. Am I right or wrong? They wanted Davis Webb to start over Jones. This is where we're at.
No, I know. I'm saying I would start him over Tyrod. I'd have kept him over Tyrod.
Yeah, me
Tyrod
too. But they just
that much.
Hell no.
Tyrod Taylor gets hurt too much. Davis Webb had a strong command of his offense in preseason. He has familiarity with Dable, as does Tyrod. But Tyrod's getting paid a whole lot of money, and his ass can't stay on the field. I'd have made Davis Webb
the majority of the Giants roster. You can make that assessment.
Right. So why have another quarterback that's injury prone? I would make Davis Webb the backup, and I would make Tyrod Taylor hold the goddamn clipboard and the tablet.
No, you can't do that.
I got to see Davis Webb go out there against real NFL competition before I do that.
I got to see Tyrod Taylor play a whole freaking season.
Yeah, but Taylor's a veteran, and he's been with them in Buffalo. So you have a strong guy who knows the league behind Jones. It helps, and help him on the sideline too, you know? Webb is like just another kid to me, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, he looked good in preseason. I give him that, but he hasn't proved anything in the regular season. Tyrod Taylor took a team to the playoffs. I can't dismiss that.
He's a bum.
I promise you, though, if Tyrod Taylor's playing, we getting our ass whooped. I'll tell you that now.
If Taylor or Webb is playing, we getting our ass whooped. Back.
For real.
Straight cheese.
Hey, you got some people out here that say some of the weirdest shit. I swear they say some of the dumbest stuff. Like the one I did on my show, they said Saquon Barkley gets over 2,000 plus all-purpose yards. I'm still not re-signing them. Like, what? You're not gonna franchise him? You just gonna let him walk, huh? All right. Okay, but you hate Dave Gettleman, but you making decisions like that. Okay. I think Dave Gettleman would at least resign him. You got some crazy people out here. These fans are crazy. We're gonna get killed by the Titans. We're gonna get killed by everybody. So why are you even watching the season?
Why are you here?
Right. Like, you here to piss yourself off or something?
Man.
You must like getting pissed off.
I think a lot of fans are going into the season rooting to lose because they have their eyes on these quarterbacks next year. You know, a lot of the young fans, man, I'm telling you.
I got
I want Arch winning, but I don't want to tank for nothing. You want to win. Like if anything, I'd rather just sell the house and get him rather than tank all of that.
I mean, you're not going to tank.
What is the famous line? You play to win the game.
Exactly.
Period.
And then when you say if we is competitive and we make it to the first, second round of the playoffs and all that, by the time March Madness is available, and we got some assets that we could trade plus some future draft picks and blah blah blah. You never know what could happen. Like I said, man, Joe Shane worked miracles with the shit situation he came in. So ain't no telling what he's gonna be able to do 4 years from now.
Right. But man, you got some people that.
Yeah, I ain't trying to suck though. I ain't trying to be garbage. So I ain't trying to do that.
Get me off the team if you finna do that. I'll go ask for my release.
Man.
You're not supposed to try to suck. If you suck, you suck, but you're not supposed to try to suck.
Thank you.
It has to be inevitable.
If you get to week 12, like last year, like we did, you get to week 11, week 12, and you know your season's over. That's a different story. You want to do some things. Right. You got eyes on the quarterbacks now. That's different, But from week 1, the pound that we suck, and I want Jones to break his leg and all this stupid shit, like. I'm going into the season of fans. We're fans. We're rooting to win, from the get-go. So,
if you take it from week 1, you need to be banned. You don't even need to be able to play the game no more.
You ever seen the movie called Nacho Libre with Jack Black?
Mm-hmm.
That motherfucker said,
corn out of my face.
That motherfucker said, I want to win.
That's right. I want to win. Hey, that movie was hilarious too.
On the low, that shit is a classic, bro.
Right.
Jack Black is one of the dope, bro.
I'll tell you one thing, man. I'll tell you one thing Judge did right. I believe Judge did tank the last 4 or 5 games of the season last year, but he maybe didn't even have to tank because the team was so bad it didn't even matter.
Right.
He didn't have. All he had to do was take. All he had to do was take Daniel Jones out of the starting lineup and let Glennon and Fromm play. That was it. Even if we'd have tried to win with them 2 dudes, the end result would have been the same.
No, I think that's what they did.
Yeah, you right, Tudo. Joe, you still there?
Ooh, huh?
Oh, okay.
Joe done fell asleep.
Oh, shit.
I know nothing.
Joe been gone for a minute.
Over here. I feel no pain, but I ain't falling asleep.
I ain't mad at you, Joel.
Hey, thank you.
Right.
Joe hit that one-hitter quitter.
Right.
No, that's the second. It'll be a fourth time I filled it.
Now he's sleepwalking.
Yeah, exactly. The guy got my bed 2 feet to my left. I hate those long, difficult trips. Oh God, they're brutal.
Now you got me yawning and shit. Come on, Joe.
Right.
I ain't dying. You're making
That shit is
nobody
contagious.
yawning. What the hell are you talking about? Jesus Christ! You sound like my wife now. God damn. Oh.
But yeah, man, these fans are wild, man. That's why I'm gonna continue doing my show. I promise you, there's plenty more where that came from. I could have put in that show. The people say some wild shit, boy. But when they said,
There
I
she
thought
is.
Bill Turbovich would never
Ronnie!
be
Ronnie,
top.
how you doing?
Ronnie, what's going on, Ronnie?
Yes,
What's up,
right.
Ronnie?
Tell her to come in.
Thank you
Yes.
for the
Tell her to come in.
$4.99 super chat, Ronnie. She says I can't wait to see our guys out there. A few more days. Correct. Tudo says, gentlemen, it's been an awesome time to hang out with you guys. We're about to start our daily workouts. Much love and respects to everyone on the panel and the chat. God bless everyone.
You
Peace.
too, though.
Forget about it,
Salute,
Tudo.
brother.
Your big ass
Tudo.
comments covering me up, but I'm saying bye.
But yeah, we ain't gonna be on here too long tonight.
Yeah, I'm
Shoot,
about
we
to
got a
get off.
long.
Hey,
I'm about to get off myself, y'all.
what's your channel? The Giant Chef?
Touchdown chef.
Touchdown Chef. Touchdown
I don't
Chef.
think she made it yet.
No,
So
I'm
y'all
trying to remember. So as soon as I see it,
Mm-hmm.
Y'all going live tomorrow for the game or what?
Yeah, I'm calling the game on my channel tomorrow night.
All right, cool. I'll see
They
I
done
y'all.
made
normally
me
do
do
it.
it.
I normally do it,
All right,
but
then, Big Blue Krew.
I got the kids tomorrow, and it's gonna be a loud one because I want Buffalo to win. So I can't call a game in which I'm cheering for the team because I'm gonna wake my son up 10 times out of 10.
What's going on? Ronnie saying hey to everybody. William says Miz the GOAT.
Miz,
Man, but I'm just
The
excited.
Bills are winning the Super Bowl this year. The Bills are winning the Super Bowl.
They definitely got a very good chance of doing so.
And
Bills
Pat,
against the Raiders in the
Pat,
Super Bowl. Is that what you're saying? Bills against the Raiders? No,
Bills
you
versus
said
Bills versus
Bills
the
versus
Vikings.
Minnesota, which are, I don't know if you know this or not. Both of those teams lost 4 Super Bowls. Bills are the only ones who lost 4 in a row, and Minnesota before them was the only team that lost 4. So
Well, the Vikings are going to the Super Bowl, and if they go to the Super Bowl, Pat's sending me a brand new, nice, extra large hoodie.
Yep.
Have my hoodie ready.
Minnesota ain't going to the Super Bowl.
I'm telling you, that's a team you better watch. First of all, they're going to beat Green Bay Sunday. You heard it here.
I think they could beat Green Bay Sunday. If they do beat Green Bay Sunday, that gives me more confidence that we'll beat them in London.
yeah, that's a 9:30 game, 10 o'clock game.
Yeah, I might have to be up early to call that one.
9:30
Yep.
game that Sunday, right?
That's what came out, Ronnie. He was complaining about the lack of playing time because Wink is probably going to be blitzing most of the time, and they like McFadden and other guys blitzing more than they like Blake Martinez, and Martinez wasn't with it. And so,
Z in the house.
what's going on, Zion? So that release was a mutual decision. It's not like they played Martinez or something like everybody was trying to say, or calling Joe Shane a snake and all this stupid stuff.
Yeah, because it was like, well, it was dumb to restructure his contract and then cut him later. You could have just cut him and saved $2 million more. And no, they wanted him here. He didn't like the way he was going to be used, and he wanted out.
Yeah, I think how stupid is that? Why would they? If he was never in the plans, would they restructure his deal, tell him to take a pay cut? They just would have cut him right then and there.
Yeah, so far, nobody picked him up, right?
No, nobody's picked him up yet.
His knee might not be so great after that injury, also.
And maybe that cut into some of his playing time too, because he wasn't the very same. Who knows? They had him playing during the preseason a whole lot, so that should tell you something. And they didn't make him a captain, so that should tell you something there too.
At the end of the day, we told all of y'all this a year ago. We
Right.
told all of y'all this. If we blow it up, don't get mad when the players that you like are no longer here.
Told you
We
this
said
stuff.
that this was a possibility when Shane got hired, when Dable got hired, when all these guys came in here. We said now everybody is expendable because they didn't draft none of these freaking guys. Not one of them. They have no ties to any of them except for the guys that they drafted this year and Daniel Jones because Mara came out and said what he said.
Yeah, you're right. Who cares about the player you love anyway, man? You're winning 3-4 games a year. You serious? I don't
Right.
care if it's an individual player. We've been a loser for 6-7 years now. I don't want to hear it.
And you complaining about guys that was part of that losing?
I'm glad I'm a
They're gonna
To be
cry over
honest,
Blake
I look at
Martinez.
this team right now, Pat, and I can tell you, besides the 2 tackles and the 2 edge rushers, because they're all young, there's only 2 other players that I really want on this team going forward. That's Xavier McKinney and Leo Williams. And yes, Dexter. But I wouldn't die if he wasn't here. But those 2 tackles, those 2 defensive ends, McKinney and Leo Williams, those 6 players going
You gotta
forward
make
are
it
part of
7.
the
I don't
future.
like the number 6. It's equated with the devil. So we're gonna add Saquon Barkley in there and make it a smooth 7.
Well, you
That's
know,
the number
Barkley
of
has a big year to prove himself this year, so we'll see.
You know, God
I like
likes the
Barkley
number
too.
7. It's the number of completion. So we're gonna slide Barkley in there.
Well, you know, I'm
You
also
know,
hoping.
listen, you know I love Barkley, bro. Pause. I
No, I
think
love
that
I love Barkley
he
too.
has the potential to pull this team out of the rut that we're in single-handedly if he has a good old line.
Frankie G, what's going on, Frankie G?
Well, money's
Slake
gonna play
wants
it
to
for
be
you
a
all.
giant. That's
Exactly.
true too, but I mean, Josh Cologne, even Kadarius Tony, if he stays hurt this whole year, shit, he's probably gonna be expendable because you can't depend on him. Your best ability is your availability. I don't care how cold you are on the field. If you're never on the field, shit, I can't. Those are the worst type players. They kill your team. You go into the year thinking that these guys are going to be available, and then all of a sudden they hurt again. It's like, damn it, this dude ain't never here. You might as well get rid of him.
Facts. That's probably why they drafted Wandale Robinson.
No, I think they drafted Wandale Robinson because they wanted him to play that slot role. They want to see exactly what Kadarius Toney is about. Shepard is older. Shepard's not in the plans after this year.
That's what I'm saying. Robinson is Shepard's replacement.
Yeah, but not for Tony. Everybody keeps saying he's for Tony. No, he's not for Tony.
I got you.
That doesn't even make sense. He's for Shepard. Shepard knows. He pretty much knows the writings on the wall. Unless he balls out, he's gone too. And even if he does ball out, you think they're gonna pay Shepard big money?
No.
So, given the receiver, and I'm gonna just throw this out there for y'all. Given the receiver situation, and if Jones has a all right season, you know what I'm saying, more closer to his rookie season than his last 2 seasons. Do you think the Giants will actually look to take a receiver in the first round?
Nope.
And hold on to Jones?
No, because
Posing
Jones
that
gonna have to
question
have a.
Given the situation, like Pat said, Tony might not be on the team, Galladay might be gone, you got Wandale Robinson, Shepard might be gone, everybody wants Slayton out the door. Given that situation right there, do you think it's possible the Giants take a receiver in the first round of the 2023?
What do you have in the second round?
I believe it's very possible.
What do you have in the second round? It's just all a matter of what's available on the board. Because if you have quality in the later rounds, then there's no sense in your prime position is your quarterback, your left tackle, defensive end, and your cornerbacks.
Right.
Number one.
There's about 15 good receivers coming up.
I can't guarantee what round they're going to target a wide receiver in,
but I know they're going to get one.
They're going to get one, and I think the reason is more than what was just said. I think Kadarius Toney has a lot of pressure on him this season too under this new regime. Mm-hmm. If he doesn't ball out, what's going to be cited is he's more focused with his music. He's not a team player. He's not team oriented. Unless that man comes out here and lights the field on fire, KT will not be here next season.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I told y'all earlier, you might have a whole new team. If this team sucks this year, you might have a whole new team next year.
Not even if we do good. Certain players have to show that they can elevate the play of the rest of the team. And that's Daniel Jones, Kadarius Toney, and we have to find a center. We have to find a solid dog of a center that can help
Right.
read the defenses, relay that to the quarterback, tell the line which way they need to shift, which way they need to crash, all that stuff.
But that's the point. If those players we say don't ball, we're gonna have a bad season because they're the key players to this team. If Tony sucks this year, or Barkley sucks this year, or Jones sucks this year, Galladay sucks this year, that's the offense.
Galladay sucks every year.
So if they suck, this team's gonna suck. And guess what? This whole team is gone, and you're gonna be rooting for a whole new team.
You want to see all rise. The judge is hitting number 56.
Let's go.
Yo, son, I know I'm going crazy, son. Why today on my lunch break, I seen some shit on YouTube. How the hell did Jerry Springer become a judge?
Yeah, I seen that too, bro.
Jerry Springer was always a judge. He was always a judge in Cincinnati when he first started. He was also the mayor of Cincinnati, but he started out as a judge.
This motherfucker got a show on YouTube called Judge Jerry. I seen the funniest shit in my life today on that shit. I said, yo, this shit is ratchet. This is worse than the damn show. This
Oh, bro, you know how much money that guy made from having sisters have sex with brothers and come on his show and fight?
Shit, that dude's filthy, man.
Was his show based in West Virginia? No, I'm just playing.
Right. His show was filthy, man. That dude filthy rich from that damn show.
Oh,
they made a movie. They made a movie about his damn show.
He's the trailer trash Hugh Hefner. He's
basically, yeah.
Him and Maury.
She said he was appointed years ago.
Right, appointed.
Sheesh. Whoever voted for him needed their head examined.
Hey, when you're popular, you
right, you get appointed to be a judge.
Yeah, you get appointed after you elected. Judges are elected officials. Well, depending on how high. If you're in circuit court or district court you get elected.
There's only one judge, my man, and he plays in the Bronx Zoo. There's only one judge.
Let's go, man.
Molly Powers, he says quality 90s entertainment. Honey Badger, what's going on, bro? He said this took a turn. Yeah, it did. Fucking Jerry Springer.
It's Joe. Is Joe okay over there?
Man, Joe knocked out. Man. Joe sleep, but he not sleep.
That's a good idea. What's your guys' predictions for tomorrow night's game?
I told you guys, we got the Rams winning 34-31.
Yep.
35-32, Bills.
Right. 27-24 Rams.
I guess the Bills.
30-23 Buffalo Bills.
So.
Right. And the New York Jets are going 0-4 without Wilson.
Where's Buko?
Oh, Buko knows. He was crying earlier to me on the phone.
Why?
Oh, Wilson's gone for the first 4 weeks. They better have let him sit out for 4 weeks. They would have brought him in there. I promise you, it would have got worse.
They're going to have to run the
They
shit
lost
out.
for the season.
Today's what, Wednesday?
Mm-hmm.
Buko called me on Monday. Wilson's going to play this week. I said, no chance, 0. He said, Wilson's playing. I'm telling you. Salah has him practicing. I said, Salah's a bullshit artist. Wilson is not playing Sunday. He called me this morning. It's bullshit. Not only he's not playing this week, but Salah liked us. He's not playing for 4 weeks.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. But it does have the potential to be a very low-scoring game since it's the first game of the season. Solo says, yeah. Solo says, Judge MVP, create a separate new best player of the year kind of award inspired by Trout, Otani, name it, the Trout Tani or some shit, but Judge MVP. Yeah, that dude balling for me.
Yeah,
Honey Badger says 2 upsets this week. Vikings beat Packers, Giants kill Titans. I can roll with that.
Mm-hmm.
Ronnie, she says 35-28 Bills. Okay.
I agree.
Oh, I'm rooting for the Bills. I hope the Bills do their thing this year. That city deserves one. But I'll tell you what, my lock of the week, guys, my lock of the week. Russell Wilson will go to Seattle and destroy them.
Oh wow, that's real good, bold man.
Hey, it's a lock. It's a lock. All right, I'll give you an upset. I'll give you an upset. Although I don't know if they're gonna win, but they'll cover the points. Keep an eye on that Detroit Eagles game, man. Detroit's gonna give them all they can handle.
If Detroit rise up beat Philadelphia, that shit gonna be funny as hell.
You'll see. Detroit gonna give them all they can handle.
Hey,
One of the
I
Bradbury
keep
gives with the winning touchdown.
on Jacksonville versus the Washington football team. I think that's a sneaky good matchup that Jacksonville can go in there and probably get an upset. Doug Peterson knows
Hey, that would be some funny shit. If
Doug Peterson
Cowboys lost to Tampa Bay, Eagles lost to Detroit, and we beat the Titans.
Titans. Exactly.
What's up,
Shit would be
Alex?
funny as a
That's how
motherfucker.
What's going on, Alex? Big Blue in the Bronx.
I forgot who Washington played.
The Jacksonville Jaguars. That's what I was telling
Jaguars.
you. I think the Jags might get them.
Yeah, Dallas plays Tampa Bay. We play the Titans. Washington plays Jacksonville, and the Eagles play the Lions.
Yeah.
What if we the only one that wins week 1? That would be funny as shit.
That means
I'm not gonna agree with me.
Every fan is luck. Oh, y'all got lucky.
I know Pat's not gonna like this, but I have the Cowboys beating Tampa Sunday night.
I don't see how that.
See that.
I don't see it.
Because
It can
it's
happen.
in Dallas. It's a payback game for last year, and I believe even though he's the GOAT, Tom Brady hasn't played the entire preseason. He was too busy getting his face looking like shit. So I believe that's
He
gonna
got
hurt him.
face surgery or something?
Yeah. He got plastic surgery on his mouth and jaw, and it looks horrible. You go get a picture and look at him. He looks like an alien. You do.
Yo, people are so stupid for that shit, yo. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Listen, be happy that you're freaking alive and you're healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is crazy as hell to me. This motherfucker Sammy Sosa looks like a fucking Men in Black character.
Great.
He bleached his fucking skin to the point where he looks like I can't even.
Horrible. He looks horrible.
He looks like a half-used eraser on the end of a pencil.
Oh,
Yeah, he looks like somebody dipped him in a washing machine full of
Little
bleach.
Kim used to be pretty. She wasn't the flyest girl on the planet, but she was pretty. Now she looks like a half-melted Barbie doll.
Oh, damn. He did mess himself up.
Pat, go look at Brady's face. It looks like someone ran over his jaw with a truck.
He got his jawline flatter or something.
I don't know. It just looks bad. He looked good before, so I didn't see what the problem was.
Miz,
Pause, no homo, but he looked good.
I personally am going to get some sleep.
I'm saying, why do you got to go fix something that doesn't need to be fixed?
That's all right. Let the Giants defensive lineman hit him a few times. We'll fix that ugly mug
I
for
will
him.
be here tomorrow.
All right, Joe.
What time do we go live tomorrow? For
The game
Whenever
is
the game starts.
8 o'clock, I think.
8? Okay. Yeah, I should be home.
Ronnie says Sosa looks gray.
Man,
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
So, until then, Giants talk.
All right, Joe. Be
It's
good,
happening.
Joe.
That
See
he
you
was trying
tomorrow.
to save his marriage. Listen,
No, I'm not. I was
if your
tired.
wife, not you, Tom Brady,
Oh.
if your wife is going to leave you because she thinks you need plastic surgery, you need to leave her.
Man, his wife ain't going nowhere.
Right.
Please.
I don't think his wife has any.
I don't know.
If his wife
but
left, it would be the best thing for him. He'll have 300 girls around the corner waiting.
See ya.
All right, Joe.
All right,
good night.
Joe.
Salute, Joe.
Well, anyways, It doesn't matter. Whatever he wanted to do with his face, put another nose on his face, whatever. But he missed the entire preseason,
No,
including
job.
practices.
No job.
So they could be rusty in that first game.
Yeah, they could be, but we'll see. Hopefully, Cavante Turpin gets 2 touchdowns that game. Go Turp. But yeah, I don't understand why you get plastic surgery. Definitely as a dude, anyway. That's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, that's
I don't know.
suspect.
I don't know what the reason for it was. I don't know.
I'm gonna
Well,
give you the
listen.
hottest take that I got.
You got dudes wearing purses now, so I mean, this whole shit flippity flop.
I think Tom Brady is the most overrated player in sports history. To be honest with you.
He's been set up for success everywhere. No other team in the league has 4 stud receivers, a hell of a tight end, and 2 beast running backs. Nobody spends that type of money for their quarterback. Like nobody does that. No other team stack their teams like that. This was being engineered for a reason. They want to make sure that nobody ever breaks his records because they want to enshrine him as the greatest quarterback ever, and that's where I'm going to stop. But
Big
He's
fact.
I know what the hell it is.
Shout out to Big Bro Lou, man. You already know what it is.
Young man, thank you for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe button. Although you come in here talking mad crazy like the Eagles gonna do something, but okay. She isn't white material. She's making you get plastic surgery.
Right. Hey, young man. How many Super Bowls does the Eagles franchise have in their entire lifetime as a franchise, sir?
I tell him, well, that's my friend. He come in here to irk you guys. I say that to him all the time for already 15 years.
You can count those trophies on less than one hand, sir. Now, you would need 2 hands and a few toes to count the Giants championship. So
You said Super Bowls or championships?
Championships.
Eagles have more than that. They've had some back in the 60s. They were running it back in. They were running. I think they had like 3 or 4 in the 60s. That's when they had Chuck Bednarik, and I believe they are 2. Let me double check that.
It's still less than one hand. You got 5.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Trust me, my brother's an Eagles fan, so we always argue. So,
and I was just letting him know, there's only one team in the entire franchise that has more wins than us in that category, and they only beat us by 1 win, and that's Green Bay. It's not New England. It's Green Bay, then the New York Football Giants. We are the leading championship winners in NFL history, sir.
Check Chicago. I think it might be Chicago. I think Chicago might have. Damn, now you're gonna make me really look it up. Hold a minute.
Green Bay has 13 total Super Bowls and championships, and the Giants have 12.
Yeah, I think the Bears got it's either 14 or
we have 8.
8 championships and 4 Super Bowls. 12.
No,
I think you're right. I think it's the Packers and the Giants. I think you're right, Lou. As far as overall championships is concerned.
Yeah, overall, it's the Packers have 13, Giants have 12.
Right.
I want to say it's the Steelers, then the Bears, then the Patriots. And I'm not typing or looking up nothing. I'm just going off of memory. But
I'm looking it up. That's me. I'm a historian. I love shit like that.
Don't worry about the Eagles. They're not winning a Super Bowl this year either.
The Pigeons ain't winning shit.
I know that whenever
lice-infested Philly pigeons.
All the years I've been watching football, whenever the Eagles are expected to have a big season, they fall flat on their face every single time. And when they have a good year, it's when nobody spoke about them at all. So we'll see.
He knows. Ronnie says, "Nope, it's us." I know. I was just letting everybody.
Giants have NFL championships: 1927, 1934, 1938, 1956, 87, 91, 2008, and 2012. That's 8.
Okay. Are you're just looking at New York Giants, or you count
Well,
the Madison Avenue Giants?
Madison.
Yeah, yeah. Before we were the New York Giants, we were called the Madison Avenue Giants.
Since the 1920s, it was the New York Football Giants. That's what I'm looking at.
Oh my God, Lou!
Dig a
When
little
you going back
deeper.
to the days they rode horses
Dig a
and there were
little
no
deeper.
cars?
I'm telling you, bro. I'm a Giants fan. I'm not saying nobody else is not. I'm just saying, like, they were called the Madison Avenue Giants first.
Is that when they
now,
played? Is
right,
that
look
when
up
they played
Madison
6 on
Avenue.
6?
Say what, Miss?
Is that when they played 6 on 6?
Teaching me something. I like this. Lou, I like this. I like that. I like to learn.
Who are the Canton Bulldogs?
That's the Cleveland Browns now.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure is. So
Guys
who
was
are
in
the
Hall
Akron?
of Fame.
So the Akron Pros would have had to be Cleveland too. 1, 2, 3.
Anybody ever been to the Football Hall of Fame in Canton?
I would love to go there.
I would love to go there
Dope,
too.
man. I've been there, man. It's dope, man. Go check it out, man. Canton, Ohio, man.
I've been to the baseball one, never football.
Yeah, the Football Hall of Fame is dope, man. And if you go out there, you can also go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and right next door is the Brown Stadium. Check it out, man. For real, fellas, man. It's dope, man. Football
I've been to the Brown Stadium for a game, but I didn't get to go to the Hall of Fame.
I think it's the Bears that have the most.
I don't think
Okay,
it's
Green Bay has 13.
Is it
Chicago has 9. The Giants have 8. I'm looking at Stat News. That's why I usually go off of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But how many did they say the Browns got then?
0.
The Cleveland Browns have 4.
4.
Yeah.
How many the Jets have? 1.
Then you got to count the Cleveland Browns with Jim Brown era. So it goes Packers, Chicago, Giants, Patriots 6, Pittsburgh 6, Dallas 5, Indianapolis 5, Frisco 5, Washington Football Team 5, KC 4. The 4 are with KC, the Chiefs, the Raiders, the Browns, the Rams, the Eagles, the Detroit Lions all have 4. Denver has 3. Baltimore Ravens have 2. Tampa Bay has 2. Miami has 2. Buffalo Bills with 2. This must be AFL. Okay, I'm going to include AFL. Titans, Canton Bulldogs, which Cole was talking about. Arizona Card. Oh yeah, they were the Chicago Cardinals. And then those with 1 are Seattle, New Orleans. Where the fuck did Minnesota get 1? Oh, excuse me. The Jets, the Chargers, the Providence Steel Rollers, Frankfurt Yellow Jackets, Cleveland Bulldogs, and Akron Indians. Now you gonna make me really. I'm about to have some fun. Providence Steamrollers. Oh no,
Yeah,
Minnesota Vikings.
Who were those teams?
I have no idea.
Because I'm looking at it too. And shoot, the Canton Bulldogs were beating the shit out of people at a tournament.
Exactly.
They were whooping ass, boy.
You guys went back too far. You got to have a cutoff line somewhere.
If you want a cutoff line, just go by Super Bowl.
Super Bowl,
still got 4 of the Eagles.
Yeah.
I go by Super Bowls. I ain't going back to the day when you guys had a phone with a wire like this.
Leather helmets.
Right.
Exactly. I know.
You had that phone where you had to twist it before you went to the.
That's when football was a lot more like rugby, actually.
Right. That's what they had the leather helmets.
Tennessee Titans were before
Jim Thorpe and them out there ball.
That's right. They were the Houston Oilers.
This your man, Mike B. Levance. Thank you all for tuning in.
Y'all, thank you for this. Thank y'all. Y'all gave me a new toy to play with. Because of y'all, I got. I'm loving this.
Coach going in over there.
Exactly.
I'm trying to figure out who the Canton Bulldogs were.
I mean, it says
I'm
the
telling
the Los Angeles Chargers won a championship. Well, AFL. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting about that. They're including everything AFL, NFL, pre Super Bowl, all the way back to Lord knows when. Like you
So the
said,
original franchises was
the Giants don't think we're
the
original
Bears.
franchise. Mm-hmm.
Well, the New York Giants came in 27.
27. Mm-hmm.
So the
I think
so it
25.
started
No,
in
20.
1920.
It was the Cardinals
But
and the
25.
Steelers. I know what the first.
Yeah, I think was the Packers. When did they first start?
Whoever the Akron Pros were, and the Chicago Steelers were basically the Chicago Bears. And then
Green
the
Bay
Chicago
started.
Cardinals came. Or did they change from the Staley's to the Cardinals, the Bears? And then they changed to the Bears.
Right.
Yeah, they changed. Yeah, they were 1920 from the Staleys. What a name. I like that.
Chicago
Cowboys,
Bears.
we know.
Moved from
Cowboys.
Chicago to Arizona.
We're still one of the original franchises, though.
Yeah, from the 20s, exactly. You know, I know that.
Oh yeah.
So, this is.
Man, the Packers came on the scene and just started whooping everybody. They won it
Really?
29, 30, 31, 36,
What y'all think about the
39.
Packers? Y'all think they're going to do something this season? I think the Packers might be a sleeper team. Because I think at some point Aaron Rodgers is going to make another Super Bowl. I was on your show, Miz. I think we agree.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. He's due to go back.
Yeah.
Well, he had his chances when he had Devontae Adams.
Plus,
But
he
we'll
broke
see
up
what
with
they
that
do.
woman, man. I think that woman was messing him up the last 2 years, and he got rid of her. So I think he's not doing any smoking and all that shit no more. So
All I know is Aaron Rodgers was getting high.
yeah, they say that girl took him down the wrong road for like 2-3 years. So.
Frankfurt Yellow Jackets, where are they at? This is 24.
Because the way he jogged off the field last year after that loss, it didn't look like he cared.
Yeah, I don't think he cared
It
either.
It don't look like he cares.
Hey, when it happens so many times, you tend not to care either. When it keeps happening.
No, I don't think it was that, man. I think he was high. I think he was very high.
Who said A-Rod was taking perks in game?
Most players do.
Was he high on the field?
Most players do during the course of the game, even if it's at halftime. They'll go in the back and pop Percocets or they get shot up.
Or smoke or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Come on. LT was running out to the Lawrence Taylor was running out to the parking lot getting his book.
That's different.
I saw that D3, so yeah.
Different type of dude, man.
But he's different. LT's a different dog. He could take whatever he wants. I'm good. The way he played.
What if that was what gave him his edge?
I think it did.
I love this. I love the story about LT when he was at North Carolina that he was so high he climbed up the side of the college building, and I think he went up 3 floors. And I'm like, what? Yo, that's crazy.
Ain't no damn sense to be that high.
Wow.
Let me see.
Well, I remember Troy Aikman's rookie year versus LT in 1990. He said he didn't want to play that day. He didn't feel good. First game against LT. He was perfectly fine. He was just scared to death.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Hey, I'll tell you this, Ron Jaworski might not have been the greatest quarterback, but at least he wasn't afraid to go on the field, man, because he killed Ron Jaworski, man.
Destroyed him.
He killed Jaworski. He killed Joe Theismann.
Yep.
Theismann, whatever he wants to call himself.
Yeah.
I give the Giants that. They got a history of destroying quarterbacks. They took out Prescott, Alex Smith. Like they take out all these good
Joe Montana, bro. They ended Joe Montana for 2 years.
They annihilated Montana 3 times.
Every time you watch that hit that Lennon Marshall put on Montana.
Don't forget about Jim Burt, straight up the middle.
Yeah.
Knocked his ass, knocked his brains, everything.
I just sent you that list on your phone, Pat, so you can share it on the screen.
The Philly Beagles won their first championship in 1948. Then the Beagles won the next one in 49. And then 1960, the Beagles won another one. And they finished second in 61, seventh, fourth, 64, fourth. So that's when they were doing a lot in the 60s.
Okay, so this is the official list, guys. The Packers have a total of 13. That's why they're title town. We're number 2 with 8, tied with the Bears with 8. We got 4 NFL titles and 4 Super Bowl wins. The Bears got 7 NFL titles and 1 Super Bowl win. The Steelers have no NFL titles and 6 Super Bowl wins. They're 4, tied with Washington for third. The Redskins got 3 NFL titles and 3 Super Bowl wins, so they're at 6. Cowboys at 5, all Super Bowls. Patriots.
So who's at the bottom of the division in the NFC East with titles and Super Bowls?
The Eagles.
The Sheagles. Okay. So get your stinking ass off our comment section with that pack up and go home shit, sir. You got to build a home before you can get kicked out of one. You haven't even laid the first 4 bricks, sir.
Yeah, we got as many Super Bowl wins as all your championships combined. That's crazy.
Fair. That's
and
fair.
you know what that tells me?
So pack up your bags and go home, sir.
The Giants been the most team
with your B-rated quarterbacks. From your starter to your third quarterback. Ain't neither one of them worth a damn. There's an old saying, is he worth his salt? No, sir, your quarterbacks are not.
Oh, shit, you got a weirdo in the chat, Pat.
Hey, I ain't seen him in a minute.
You got 4 titles and you got
69mega.com. Hey, 69mega.
That's an evil fan.
What do you think?
You got 4 each. They win it every decade, and usually it's the beginning of the decade.
Who blocked Ronnie? Why'd you block Ronnie?
I didn't block Ronnie.
Somebody blocked Ronnie.
Oh my God, who blocked Ronnie? Now I gotta go to the damn.
Yo, Ronnie, don't take that. Kick his ass.
They meant to block Mike B, who said man was puff passing with Ronnie. No, maybe not. He thought that they were talking about Ronnie, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why Ronnie would have got blocked. Ronnie's one of our day ones, man. Leave Ronnie alone. She's actually a female. She's not a Decepticon in the chat.
Transformers, robots in disguise.
Yo, Ronnie.
Decepticons, attack!
Take out your baton, man. Use that nightstick, Ronnie. Kick him in the head.
Oh shit.
Okay, the vocals.
Okay.
Yay, sending me.
I thought he was hitting him with the old reggae joint. No.
You're right. Yay.
That's my cue. Once the guys start singing to each other, I'm out.
With your body.
My bad. I thought I was on mute. I'm sorry.
When's the next show, you group of weirdos? When's the next show?
It's gonna be tomorrow night. I'm calling the game.
All right,
yeah, the Giants. The Bills game.
Yep, the Bills versus the Rams. I'm calling it tomorrow night, right here on Big Pat Sports Talk. I don't know how Miss Ronnie got blocked, but I made sure she was unblocked immediately.
They try to put you in the gulag, Ronnie. Don't stand for that shit.
Welcome to the gulag.
Yeah, I'll check in tomorrow, Pat, guys. All right, I'm tired.
All right, Miz. Have a good one, bro.
I'm finna hop off too. It's 11 o'clock.
Hey, Miz.
Yeah.
Miz, before you go, I know this is a football stream. Who you think wins between Andy Ruiz and Deontay Wilder? Because that fight is coming up.
I don't even know who they are.
Good night, Miz. Good night, Miz. Lord have mercy. Thought you was a boxing fan. Wasn't you boxing Sunday morning?
I like
Oh,
Luis.
Wilder
Luis sounds tougher.
Wilder?
He's Spanish, right?
Yeah. he's the guy that beat Anthony Joshua for the belt. First Mexican heavyweight champion
And
ever.
oh, and so he's also Mexican.
Andy Ruiz is Mexican, and the guy he's fighting, Deontay Wilder, is the guy that fought Tyson Fury 3 times.
I'll go with him. The second
Deontay
one.
Wilder? Deontay
Yeah.
Wilder. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All they're gonna have to do is connect one time on Ruiz. And
When's that fight, Lou?
Well, Deontay Wilder fights on October 15th,
Wilder gets back.
and Andy Ruiz just had his fight with Luis Ortiz, and it's a title eliminator. They're fighting for a vacated title. So if Deontay Wilder wins, which I more than likely am sure he's going to win, it'll be Deontay Wilder and Ruiz to finish it out.
All right.
No.
And now Tyson Fury is saying that he's not retiring. So whoever wins the title eliminator will be his mandatory. So if Deontay Wilder wants to fight him again, he has to beat Ruiz. And if Ruiz wants a shot at undisputed, he has to beat Wilder. So it's going to be a hell of a night when them guys fight.
Yo, Lou, you lost me when you said Mexican
He
belt.
look confused.
You lost me a Mexican belt. I'm sorry. I don't know.
A Mexican belt? I never said nothing about a Mexican belt.
You said Mexican title.
to win the
He was
belt.
the first Mexican to win the heavyweight championship ever.
Oh, all right.
There's only been 2 Latinos who have fought for the heavyweight title in boxing.
I was so much bigger with boxing, and over the years, it kind of like, I feel like it changed.
It died down a lot, yeah.
Yeah, man. So
The corruption and the bad decisions and the buying judges and everything else. And then UFC came on the scene and damn near murdered the sport. But it's making a comeback.
Also, to be honest with you, even though it's really a long time ago, I never used to miss a heavyweight fight, ever. And the heavyweight class died. So.
Yeah. I blame Don King for that. And
Bob
Bob
in
Arum.
America.
And Bob Arum. Both of them.
Yep. Bob Arum just as bad as Don King.
Yep.
If not worse.
Yep. Should have seen their damn top 10 list. Their top 10 list didn't have the 2 black undisputed champions on it at all. Not Jermell Charlo nor Earl Spence. How y'all top 10 list don't have the 2 undisputed champions on it?
Exactly.
Bullshit. But anyway, I digress. Excuse me. This is
I'm
football.
about to end this year.
I'm gonna hop on tomorrow night. I look forward to the game tomorrow night. I'm gonna hop on, you guys. Have a good night, everybody in the chat. Miss Ronnie, Miss your man, everybody. Thanks for having me, Pat. Lou,
All right,
Lou,
man.
on your next stream, Lou, I will be on there.
Please,
on your next stream, Lou, I will be there.
All right.
Bless you. Bless you.
Have a good night, everybody. And that was some great stuff, Coach.
Oh, always, man. You know I love that stuff.
But I got one more thing to show before we leave. No. Got that song stuck in my damn head now.
The people.
Look, anytime you want to go in the studio, let me know. The people. We can go cut something in the studio.
Who said that?
Me. We can go in the studio and I can sing. Trust.
Oh well, shit. I don't sing.
You heard the vocals?
I don't sing, but I rap. I do reggaeton. I do reggae. Like I just left the music game alone when I realized there was a bunch of homosexuality and demon worship.
Hey, we trying to stay monetized
because it was too damn cutthroat. It was way too cutthroat. I'll give you that. I
forgot we were still live. Sorry.
Okay, now.
All right, just to show you. 2 people at the Big Blue Krew monetized.
Sorry,
we are looking at ads on Lou's channel, Leather to the Face.
Boy, you still.
This is an ad. I told you, man, I was excited. I'm letting all ads play on G Nation Inside Sports. You should too. God dog. We looking at ads on our videos now, people.
Boy, yo, Pat crazy son.
That's what I'm talking about right here, cuz I was more excited to look at the ad than the damn video. Man, got ads
Yeah.
on this video.
What kind of stuff is that? You don't like my videos?
No, but I know you getting paid for them, so I like the ad. Yeah, the longer the ad, the longer I'm gonna let it play.
Damn, then I've been costing people money for the longest, boy. Because as soon as
Right.
that shit say skip, I be hitting skip.
Who doesn't?
Skippity pap, skip.
I didn't know that shit was the longer the ad plays, the more money they make.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, fellas. For everybody's channel that I've watched over the years, when I see that word skip, I as soon as that shit say skip, I'm like, boop. Now
Right.
I know,
Skippity
but
pap.
also want to talk about the Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence saga that has been building now for a few years.
Look at Lou.
It seems that negotiations have finally been resolved. They've come to an agreement. The fight is set for November. I personally can't wait. I believe Terrence Crawford has more than what it takes to defeat Errol Spence Jr. Not taking nothing away from Errol Spence Jr. He's a great champion, great fighter, hell of a fighter, great young boxer, great young champion. But Terrence Bud Crawford is a different animal, man. He can fight in the orthodox or southpaw stance. He has power from both sides. He's been fighting since he was a child. I mean, his mom would wager against him. The kid is an animal. He has that killer instinct. He has good instincts when it comes to evading and countering. And again, as I said, he has power from both sides and a great ring IQ. So my money would be on Terrence Crawford if I was a betting man, which I am not. Another thing I wanted to talk about with the title eliminators. Okay, shout out to Isak Pitbull Cruz on a great, impressive knockout victory. Excuse me. Just the other night, Sunday night on my birthday, to be in fact. Yeah, it was a rough week. Tank Davis was present ringside, and when they asked Pitbull Cruz after the fight what his hopes and wishes for the future coming up, he said he would like to get a rematch with Tank Davis. And Tank Davis didn't even wait for reporters on the side. It was like, no. Tank Davis don't want none of that smoke. He got his ribs tenderized by Isak Cruz the last time they fought, and escaped there with a narrow victory. Nevertheless, I do like Tank. I think he's a hell of a fighter, great future champion for a long time. But he does not want that smoke with Isak Pitbull Cruz again. Now, Andy Ruiz and Luis Ortiz had a heavyweight title eliminator fight in which a lot of people thought that King Kong was going to knock Andy Ruiz out. He didn't stand a chance, and it was going to be a quick and easy thing for King Kong Luis Ortiz. I was one of the few people who said that I believe Andy Ruiz would beat Luis Ortiz. I happen to be correct. Andy Ruiz got the victory. Now, Deontay Wilder's fight is coming up October 15th, if I'm not mistaken, against Halician. The winner of that fight, that's also a title eliminator. So if Wilder wins that fight, the upcoming fight will be Andy Ruiz and Deontay Wilder, which is a fight, I don't know about you, that I'm intrigued to see. Because while they're both brawlers, I would wager that Ruiz is the better boxer.
For sure, he is.
Now, Deontay Wilder can put him to sleep at any time.
Exactly.
if you ask me. But it would be a good fight to watch. It would be a good fight to watch. I'm not predicting who would win because that's too hard to try to do. They're two totally different styles, totally different skill sets. but it would be an interesting fight to watch, and I would definitely be calling it on Leather to the Face, me and Pat, and probably Tribe as well. But with that being said, the Canelo and Triple G trilogy is coming up in 2 weeks, guys. I look forward to that fight. Um, Also, Shakir Stevenson is fighting this upcoming Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, or the Saturday after the Canelo fight. One of them two. I will definitely get back with you guys and let you know. And I will be calling that fight live on YouTube as well. So you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button. Share my videos on your social media platforms so that other people will be notified and Wow. catch wind of my channel and what I'm trying to do here. Subscribe and help me out. I greatly appreciate it. Leave your comments, thoughts, opinions, and ideas in the comment section. And as always, I will respond to you. And until next time.
Is your privacy
that was
protected?
your boxing
Websites
news.
can track you across the internet.
From G Nation Inside Sport.
Turn on
Here at the
ExpressVPN
Big
to
Blue
keep
Krew,
your
the Big
IP
Blue Krew
private.
Network. We give you everything that you're
Get
looking for.
ExpressVPN.
Shout out, Lou.
I was about to say we can't hear you over the commercial.
God dog it. And I'm not skipping the ad. But
skippity pep.
Right, skippity pep. We got one more feature to show you guys before we get up out of here. We're giving everybody on the Big Blue Krew their flowers and respecting their grind. So we got one more video to pull up before we get up out of here. And it's this guy here. Appreciate NYG, what he's been doing for the Big Blue Krew community. Y'all go like and subscribe to his channel as well. Let's check out what this dude got to say real quick. Skippity pat.
Let's get it.
Skippity
And yes, he was actually at the game, I do believe, right, NYG?
That's correct. Yep. Giants San Francisco.
What's good, Giants fans? It's coming back at you. Hope all is well. So this video, I want to get into. I was gonna make a video about the team, the win last night, 25-22, Giants over the Bengals preseason game. But I want to make this one about Daniel Jones. And the reason is because I've been one of Daniel Jones's biggest critics. So when you're a critic, not a hater, a critic of a player, it's only fair to come out and say good things when that player does well. And Daniel Jones has looked good so far this preseason. He looked good again last night. Not going to put that interception on him. That was totally on Daniel Bellinger. He's got to catch that football. Now, I don't want fans to go out here and say, that Jones was playing against backups. You play who's out there. Now, if you look bad against the backups, y'all be killing them for that. So you got to be fair in your analysis when a player does well and also be critical when a player's not performing. So I'm just trying to come out here and say, look, shout out to Big Pat Sports Talk, Taj, Super Taj, Classified 3F with Joe, all those guys been saying, hey, look, get this guy a line and let's see what he can do. So far, so good. You see the line has improved tremendously. So let's give Jones credit for taking advantage and being allowed to go through his progressions and find open receivers. Now, the game planning, I know is not fully installed right now, still preseason. So, and Kadarius Toney wasn't out there, and Kenny Galladay might as well not been out there either because he didn't get any targets. But the fact of the matter is, you're seeing Jones develop chemistry with a lot of back end of the roster guys, namely
the ball around.
Sills, also Slayton, also looking at a guy like Richie James, Colin Johnson. So you've seen Jones pretty much have chemistry with the guys on the roster that are fighting for roster spots. And I think that's interesting because the top end of the guys, like Galladay, Toney, Wan'Dale Robinson didn't look anything special last night. So those guys are
Yeah,
the
man.
ones that we're counting on him to really have chemistry with, and it seems like he has more chemistry with the back end of the roster guys. And maybe that's just who he is. Maybe he's just one of those underdog quarterbacks that likes to play with, the other underdog players. I don't know, but that's just my analysis on what I've seen. But I'm gonna come out and give credit where credit is due. Got to give the guy credit when he does well. You can't just bash him for no reason. A lot of people on Twitter reaching and bashing this guy for no reason. I'm not gonna be one of those type of content creators. I'm gonna give you the real spill. And the real spill is this guy can be competent enough. Is he going to throw 30 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and 4,500 yards? In my opinion, no. Can he be competent enough for the Giants to win games? Yes. But everything around him has got to work in conjunction with his skill sets, more particularly the offensive line and the skill position players have got to catch the football. For some reason, when Jones throws these passes, sometimes these guys can't catch, man. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is that, you see a lot of his key receivers, dropping passes. And, I try to tell people Daniel Bellinger was not ready to be a starting tight end, and you seen that last night, So pump the brakes on a lot of these players. I know people want to get excited about a lot of these players, but you got to pump the brakes sometimes, especially on rookies that have not played in the NFL at all. But just wanted to make this one kind of went longer than I expected, but I want to give Daniel Jones his own video, before I break down the rest of the team in a later video, because it's only fair as a critic to be positive when a guy does play well, and Jones has played well this preseason. From everything I've seen, the guy looks comfortable. He doesn't look skittish in the pocket like before. He looks comfortable, and shout out to the offensive line. Shout out to Coach Dable, Mike Kopka, you know what I'm saying, for getting Daniel Jones in the right frame of mind to be ready to, get this team rolling and hopefully get some W's for this team, because this fan base desperately needs it. That being said, like, share, subscribe. Till next time, look out for my video. I'm gonna have my 22-cent Tuesdays coming tomorrow, giving you more analysis on this game. But till next time, peace.
And that was NYG22. You heard the man. Like, subscribe to Unpopular Opinion Sports. That was his take on what the Daniel Jones did earlier in the preseason. Just wanted to show my guys some love. This actual live, man. Nobody actually does that for us as far as showing our actual content. I'm not scared to do that on here. If you're a part of the Big Blue Krew, I'm going to show your face before every live and show you exactly what you're missing out when you don't look at their videos and miss out on information.
See, there's that big energy. I know what I'm talking about in between the lines. You only be paranoid around other men when you got that little energy.
Right.
You got that big energy. You ain't scared, but you ain't worried about none of that. You know what I'm talking about?
So shout out to Coach Ed. I was able to bring on his video tonight. You go subscribe to Coach Ed Gladney. And I can't wait to start doing those analysis with Coach Ed Gladney during this season, because, man, that video might be 5 hours long. I'm not going to, he's going to have to tell me, hey, look, we got to go to sleep.
Where your studio at? Well, I know you can't say it on the live, but I mean.
But I just don't see people doing that enough for other people that you mess with. Why can't I show my video, show my guy video on my live stream, just in case you missed it? Now that you see what his content is about, go look at that man's content and go see exactly what he's talking about on his channel. Like, subscribe. We are the Big Blue Krew, and we are going to start the Big Blue Krew Network.
We already started the Big Blue
It's already started. So appreciate you guys always being here.
Law of attraction, however you want to say it, speaking it into from the ethereal to the metaphysical to the physical, however you want to break it down. It's already started. Big Blue Krew Network is in effect. And I guarantee you, before it's all said and done, we will have hockey on this mother.
Yeah, we're going to find somebody that does hockey. I promise you.
I'm already working on it. Say less.
I've been working on it. I'm just trying to find
Say less.
somebody
Say
who
less.
likes to call the Islanders and the Rangers, because everybody I talk to wants to call the Carolina Hurricanes, and I'm like, all right.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I could call one mean baseball game, bro. I don't know why I could call it real. I don't even like the damn sport like
I
that,
can't,
but I
bro.
could
I
call
can't.
one
I
mean
can't.
baseball game, bro.
Unless I'm there watching at the stadium, I cannot. If I try to watch it on TV, I'm going to sleep. If I try to listen to it, I'm going to sleep.
That's why I'm saying I would have to be at the stadium. Cause
It's
looking
different
at
Yeah,
the
when you're there.
TV,
It
I'll be
is.
asleep like a bug.
Baseball is
But if I'm
definitely
at
a
the
different game
stadium,
when you're there, for real.
baseball games are some of the funnest games you could go to if you actually
fact.
go to the stadium. I
Cause
promise
I
you
went
they
to the
are.
game and I posted that on my channel or on my Twitter, one of the two. I was at the game, and I'm gonna be at another
But
game.
I'm
So
posting this in the
shout out to
chat.
that.
I want to get everybody's final thoughts before we leave tonight. Starting with Lou, we're gonna go down to Ed and let NYG cap it off. But final thoughts, anything about the Giants or anything before we get out of here? I'm like Lou paused again. Pause. Ed, Coach Ed, what you got for us?
I'm just really excited for this new season to see what the new staff has instilled. See what type of confidence the guys are taking from them. Of course, Wink's defense. I'm really intrigued by it. Dave's with the offense, Dave and Kafka. So, and I'm ready for Sunday. I'm ready to see us go out there and put the hits on Tennessee and put the work in um, on King Henry and
Fucking
really,
sorry.
really, really do work on and shutting him down, if not containing what he can do. And I'm not afraid of anything, So it's just go out there with the guys we got and let's rock. Next man up, and we take it from there.
All right.
Go ahead, bro. I was waiting for something
Freeze.
Yo, son. Yo, this is disrespectful, son. Your internet got it out for me, son. 11-6, man. Back on my bullshit. Subscribe to all of these great content creators here, man. And until next time, y'all know what it is. NYG, take us out of here, man.
Shout out, man, to my brothers, Lou, Pat, Coach, my co-host, man. We doing big things here on the Big Blue Network, and definitely like, subscribe to everybody, man. And like Lou said, man, 11-6, man. Back on our BS. Let's go.
And can't wait to call the game for you guys tomorrow, right back here on Big Pat Sports Talk. Bills versus Rams, first game of the NFL 2022 season. I got the Rams winning. I don't know about you guys. Most people are picking the Bills, but I think the Rams bring in how is it going to be an upset? You the previous champions, but it will be an upset if the Rams win. Crazy as that sounds. So tune in. I believe 7:30 tomorrow night. We're going to be calling the game. Shout out to Miss Ronnie, everybody that came in, everybody that super chatted, all the comments. And like I said, that's just something I wanted to do tonight. Show that we are a crew here and we respect each other and we support each other. So you go watch those videos, like, subscribe to all these good gentlemen on here on the panel. And until the next episode, you know what time it is, man. We're going to hit them with some old school smoke screen. Get up out of here, cuz.